in the building. I see you guys, man, in the chat, man. You already know we always like 10 minutes late at least, man. So
we on Black People time.
The Black People time, man. 10 minutes late, not too much. So we
said
said 5 o'clock, but it's always like 5:10.
And if all those fails, just blame Mo, and we good. We keep it pushing.
Exactly. We always
his fault somehow. Don't know how, but it's always.
Even when I'm not here, it's my fault. Crazy.
Just happy, bro.
Honestly, bro, I don't even know how that even started, bro. You did something.
You want to know what?
I think it was when I first started. I just kept like being late for my old job.
And you were working, and sometimes you would do the stream from your job. So we'd be saying, I'm like, dang, Mo barely.
I did that one time.
That's right. I do remember that. I remember that now.
You streamed from that warehouse like 4 times. Because one of them was.
It was a quiz. I remember that.
Yeah, one of them was a quiz. There was another one where I think it was like right after a pay-per-view. And something big happened, and you were like, I'm not missing this. Because you even had to like mute yourself because there was like a background. I remember, it was like 3 or 4 times.
It was a couple times. So we got 2 guests coming on today who I'll let introduce themselves real quick, plug in their stuff. Make sure you guys show them some love. They do a bunch of wrestling content as well. I'll let Sean go first because he's been on the channel a couple of times, and then Conrad and I have done stuff together many times for years, but first time on the pod. So Sean, go ahead and plug in your stuff, and then Conrad, you can go after him.
Malik, I appreciate you, my brother. Been rocking with you for a long time. Gentlemen, good to get with you guys again. The name is Sean Hubbard, representing Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, and I'm also the co-host and co-founder of Clash of the Podcast with my good friend Conrad Cushman. The hashtag is right there on most social media outlets. Check out hwweekly.com. I'm doing some cool stuff over there, too. Just happy to be here, man. God is good, and it's good to be in the building.
Yes, sir.
What's good, everybody? Conrad, Everything Pro Wrestling. I've worked with Malik a bunch of times. Me and Malik know each other pretty well. Me and Sean record on Mondays, Clash of the Podcast, live every Monday, 6:05 on the mothership over at Everything Pro Wrestling. Also on Wednesdays, I do AEW Dynamite reviews. You guys can come on over and check that out as well.
You a little laggy on your side too, bro. Just so you know, your voice is good, but your picture is like behind.
Yeah, your picture is behind from your voice. And also, before we really get into everything, you guys have been rocking with us for 49 episodes. 49 episodes. We are here to announce, in case y'all haven't followed the socials, which why aren't you? The No Name Wrestling Podcast will be having its official YouTube page debut the first Sunday after the Netflix debut. Go subscribe right now. It is No Name Wrestling. That's where you're going to see all of our shorts. I mean, we'll still be going live on Everybody channel, but that will be the home base. Please go subscribe right now. No Name Wrestling on YouTube.
Somebody, if they have the link, you can share it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll share it in the chat right now. If you're looking it up, you see a big polar bear with a WWE necklace around it. Go subscribe to that podcast right now. You're going to be posting all our shorts on there. Our streams are going to be the home base from there. We'll still be streaming from Everybody channel, but go subscribe to that right now. And if you're not following the socials, what is wrong with you at this point? Go follow the socials. No Name Wrestling, TikTok, Instagram. We have an X now. Go follow the X. Go do all that stuff, man. We here. We big things coming in 2025, man. Come on.
Congratulations, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going to send the link in the chat right now for y'all.
Yes. Yeah, just in case, because people don't like to look things up, so just go ahead and put the link in the chat. Just in case, we'll put the link in the chat. Hopefully, I might be able to pin it too. I think I can pin a certain.
I think you might be able to.
Yeah, I might be able to, but I'm not too sure. I think I can pin it. Whenever he shares in the chat, I'll try to pin it to the top of the chat for you guys. But we'll still, like I said, we'll still be streaming from everybody's channels, just in case you want to catch it on other people's channels and stuff. But we will be doing a lot more stuff on that personal page too. So make sure you guys give that some love. Check it out. Overall, we're going to be chatting about a few things today. Jade is not here, neither is Lewis. But last week, we put a clip out that went kind of crazy on social media. So we'll definitely have some things to talk about that one. Some people weren't here last week, part of the pod. I think Nate wasn't here, so he didn't really get to engage and see it and talk about it himself. So
I wasn't here because my voice was gone.
G was not here either, so we'll give his take and stuff on that. And then we'll talk about some other topics that we'll have in mind, too, that I'll put out there as well to get people's perspectives.
Well, can we get a topic out the way right now just so that I don't annoy y'all? I
want to ask these two something real quick.
Why do I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of fun? I feel like it's going to be.
Because this man G has this godly, like you're a religious man. He has this godly prayer that somehow Finn Balor is going to be world champion again, and he's going to get this big push. And he has faith. I can't knock him. His faith has never changed.
Okay.
No matter how many times the guy gets pinned and beaten in matches, no matter how many times this guy loses to whoever, he always finds a way to come out. But you see, this is something else different. Like I don't understand it.
Sounds like me and my boy Jey Uso.
Yeah, a little bit. But Finn Balor's had a long time though to get to that level, and it's not his fault. We know it's not his fault. It's due to the management booking.
Yeah, to the bad booking.
I want to ask you: is there any hope that you guys think that there's still a chance that Finn Balor can be a world champion or get the push that he was owed many years ago when he didn't get it when Vince McMahon was in charge?
Go ahead, CJ.
I don't know, man. I've been calling him Finn Balor for a little bit.
The audio, your picture's still behind too, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what to do then. I don't know if you want me to
try to leave and come back. Yeah, try to leave and come back. Maybe.
All right, I'll do it after I give my opinion on it. Yeah, I've been calling him Finn Balor. I do have a little hope if they're gonna turn him babyface that they can do something with it, but this is it. If they're gonna do something, you got to do it now.
I'll take it a step further, gentlemen. Not only is the answer no, and I don't mean that to be disparaging. I think Finn Balor is a tremendous athlete and a tremendous wrestler, but we're talking about 8 years, right? So not only is the answer no, but I think Dominic Mysterio has a better chance of getting a world title at this point than Finn Balor.
100%.
So I mean, it's just the truth.
All right, so
I mean, you're not crazy saying that.
You know what's crazy? I'm not even. We gonna get to Dominic Mysterio a little later, right? I'm gonna get to him a little later because I've actually have wanted to say something about that for a long time.
Okay,
but I'm gonna just stick with Finn Balor right now. There are multiple reasons why I believe in this Finn Balor eventually getting this push, right? One, there was literally, and obviously you got to take everything with a grain of salt, but there was multiple reports that came out that said 2025 was going to be like, hey, Finn Balor kind of getting that push, right? It wasn't like it was a 2025. Hey, he's going to get that push. The second reason why, the second reason why, right? I still have a belief in Finn Balor, is because I look at the way Triple H likes to run his shows, right? Likes to run his stories and his overarching points. He is very much a long-term booking. I'm going to hold off to the absolute last second. Example, Jey Uso.
Oh, don't get me started.
The LA Knight was one that took forever to finally get his shine. Right. Now, granted, Finn Balor was here way before those guys, but maybe not Jey Uso, but he was here like single-wise. He was here before those guys. But Triple H wasn't. Triple H wasn't booking him for a majority of the time. He was getting booked into oblivion. I truly believe 100% Triple H was not the person behind Edge winning at WrestleMania. I truly believe that, right? So when I look at the way he's been booked, I think he's taken the role of, okay, I'm gonna put people over. He took a step back to give Damian Priest and elevate him, because if we keep it a buck, that tag team, right? Especially the way Judgment Day first started, that was not supposed to be what that was. But it elevated Damian Priest. We know what Rhea did. Dom even got elevation. He was one of the biggest heels in the company at one point, getting the loudest reactions. So I feel like with all the putting over that he's finally done, I think Triple H knows there's a good amount, because I'm not the only one. There are a good amount of people out there that are like, hey, come on now. We don't even need it to be it doesn't need to be long. It doesn't need to be 10 months. It don't need to be 8 months. It's time for him
1 week
to
24 hours.
Crazy. 22 hours.
It's time for him.
He's used to that.
When it 8 o'clock moves by 9:30.
Hey, look. It's time for him to get his run. Time for him to get his run. I'm not gonna lie. You know what else helped me believe? One match. Hey, look. Hey, you laugh and
you guys are crazy.
Look, hey, that's fine. You know what else helped me believe? One match and 2 weeks of build. and Shinsuke Nakamura ain't cooked no more. 2 weeks of building, one match, and he's not cooked anymore. No. Because
mid-card title winner.
Because what was Shinsuke doing? He was losing a Cody, he was losing a Seth, he'd been losing for years.
Right.
Went to Japan, was out and was doing stuff over there. Came back 2 weeks and one match, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, I didn't see that coming." But hey, Shinsuke's not cooked anymore. And if you really see the trend, if you really think about it, a lot of the people that finally kind of got their title pushes and stuff since Triple H took over, they was losing a lot. They was losing a lot before they got their run. How long was Seth Rollins losing? How long was Seth Rollins losing before he won that World Heavyweight title?
But that's Seth
Rollins,
Rollins,
bro. That's Seth Rollins, bro. That's Seth Rollins, bro.
Oh, hell no.
Seth Rollins was losing while he was carrying the briefcase around.
Exactly. And he cashed it in Mania.
Hey, Jey Uso. All that nigga did was lose the big ones. That he got his run, and all that was for was to set up the War Games story. That's all.
To be honest, though, Jey Uso's upset because where he's at. He's in a bloodline story that forever will last. So he's gonna be in the spot no matter what.
Hey, but nevertheless, right? So that's what I'm saying. I just feel like, along with the reports, I just feel like I'm looking at 2025, and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna get.
So and wait, hold on, I gotta ask because in what particular time frame do you even think he could win the world title? Because we got to be realistic. Right. Gunther could hold it past WrestleMania if we're being honest. He could hold it for a while.
True.
So if he gets to SummerSlam, that's a year as champion, right?
Right.
We all assume, because we talked about before, CM Punk's gonna be champ at some point, right? He's gonna get the world title.
Right.
That's gonna happen.
Right.
Drew McIntyre, I think, is gonna get another opportunity to be the world champion again. That's bound to happen, right?
I mean,
John Cena.
Don't know when it's in the card. They talking about Cena getting another, maybe his final.
Cena's definitely
next year if it's possible. So that's 3 contenders. You already know Seth Rollins is going to be a contender because
Braun Breaker.
Seth Rollins.
Braun Breaker, I think eventually. I think he's
here too. There's going to be people on SmackDown who move over to Raw.
Before Finn, for sure.
We're not even talking about right now that
could
possibly get the opportunity to be the
and there's people that are going to move.
So let's just say the
Sami Zayn.
You've been talking about the World
LA Knight.
I don't think he won the WWE Championship because Cody Rhodes is going to be involved in that and Roman Reigns and all those people, right? So we're talking just the World Heavyweight title. Gunther gonna hold it, I think, at least a year, right? So we get into SummerSlam. So that's through the springtime and pretty much halfway through the summer, right there.
Right.
So we get to SummerSlam next year.
Right.
Let's say Gunther loses it to CM Punk summer. CM Punk beats Gunther at SummerSlam, wins the world title, right?
Sure.
I don't even think CM Punk will hold that championship.
You want me to keep it a bean with you?
Yeah.
It depends on if he gets this main event at Mania. If he gets the main event this year, he don't have to hold it till Mania. He doesn't have to. Now, can they? And can I see a world where he does? Yes. But if he gets the main event this year, like he's been wanting, he don't have to. Now, if he doesn't get the main event, then cool. Because that's at the end of the day, we know whether he's going to admit it out loud in kayfabe or real life. We know that's what he wants. That's the last thing he needs to accomplish. He wants to win the world title and he wants to be in the main event of WrestleMania. And there's 2 nights to do it now, right? Yeah. Obviously, I know he would prefer the second night, but a main event is still a main event, right? So he's gonna get that regardless. I don't think he's ending his career without one. So the Seth Rollins feud, I think that has started a little early because of the Bronson Reed injury, but nevertheless, they're gonna stretch that until Mania because that was supposed to happen last year. That can easily main event, right now.
Let's say he does get the main event.
If he gets the main event, and let's just say he wins the SummerSlam, so that's what, in August?
It's August.
He can hold it till what? Because August, so what? If I count months, he can hold it till the Rumble bare minimum and lose it at the Rumble. I wouldn't be shocked if he lost it then.
But it's already
can he hold it till Mania? Absolutely. But here's the thing. Okay. I believe he could hold it till Mania. I believe he could.
But even if he gets to the, you said he could hold it to the Rumble. That's still 2025 with Finn Balor, no world championship.
Also, you got to remember.
but all you did was ask All you did was ask me how long do I think he could hold it.
Right, because you said Finn could next year he was going to be world
Finn
champion.
Balor's going to be a Money in the Bank winner, so he don't have to cash in on CM Punk.
Oh, now he winning the Money in the Bank. Now he winning the Money in the Bank.
First off,
He's supposed to in 2023, bro. Remember that? He was supposed to. He's in 2023. That was supposed to be his year.
Wait. Finn Balor was supposed
Wasn't he supposed to? Didn't you say that 2023? He's supposed to win Money in the Bank. I feel like you say that every year. Bro.
No.
No cap.
Or was that this year? Or was that this
He said
year?
it this year. He said it this
No,
year.
I said,
He
I
said it
thought
this
he
year.
was- I said I thought he was going to win it this year.
Oh, we just go.
Because I didn't think they was going to put Jey Uso in the match just to have him lose again. And then I know why they did it. It was to set up Punk and Drew. That's why they wasted the
But listen, real quick about
I hated that. I hated that.
Theory, about your CM Punk theory, you got to remember there's more than 2 ways to skin a cat, right? Or more than 1 way, I should say, to skin a cat. You can be a main eventer at WrestleMania and not be a world champion, and you can, be a world champion at WrestleMania and not be the main event.
I agree. I agree with you.
You can have both happen, or only one of the two.
Because I think Seth Rollins and CM Punk is the Mania match, and I think realistically, that could easily main event one. Well, not night 2, because we know Roman versus Rock will main event, but that could easily main event night 1. That could easily main event night 1. I'm not going. That was supposed to main event night 1 this year, and we're keeping it a buck. Yep. So I agree with you. Yeah. I think 2025.
But when you look at the timeline of Finn, because you said a couple weeks ago or last week that he was going to be world champion in 2025, and I'm trying to figure out where what title.
What route is he going to take to get?
I wish I could be this delusional.
Hey, so look. I got another thing for you. Right? Let's just because again, one thing that WWE does now that I absolutely love is that they can tell multiple storylines and go in multiple directions.
That's true.
What if Cody does retain at Mania in a little triple threat and he doesn't face Kevin Owens and Kevin Owens doesn't take the title? Cody would have hit his 365 at that point.
Bro.
Why can't he?
Money in the Bank? What are you talking about?
Okay, Money in the Bank. He can't cash in Money
in the Bank.
On Cody?
No.
Why not?
On Cody, bro?
Why not?
On Cody?
I mean, not on Cody. Not on Cody.
No. Not on Cody, bro.
Why not?
I'm not a fan of Cody.
Because it's Cody, bro.
Wait. Bet.
Out of all the people to pin Cody Rhodes,
to cash in on
bro.
Finn Balor in 2020.
Nigga, you know how many people have pinned Cody since he came back? You know how elite that group is besides Solo? That group is so elite. And I put Solo over fucking Finn. I'm not putting Finn in that list of people that pin Cody.
He can cash in on whoever beats Cody.
I see why he's saying it. I don't agree. My brother, I do not agree.
I know that's fine.
But I see why you're saying it. You're saying that
there's a world
when you're a Money in the Bank winner, you can have an opportunity to steal a championship.
Right, you can cash in on anybody.
Not again, Jack Swagger was Money in the Bank.
We all know storytelling and value is important with Money in the Bank too. Like there's certain Money in the Bank winners that you knew were going to be the champion, but they were going to cash in on certain people. Like. You know what I mean? Like Damien Sandow couldn't even beat a one-armed John Cena when he cashed in the World Heavyweight title. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
like
John Cena refused to let Jack Swagger cash in on him.
That was the first ever women's Money in the Bank. I had to solidify that as something important. If Carmella didn't cash in on somebody like that, then people would have dragged.
So you telling me when Nikki Ash cashed in on Charlotte, that was important?
No, that was
that was one of the worst cash-ins of all time. Well,
the fans still pop though. The fans still pop.
The fans,
they're gonna pop for a title change. They're gonna
especially
pop
when
for
it's Charlotte. Especially when it's Charlotte.
Yeah, when it's Charlotte,
they're you're right about that. Yep.
Get it off.
No, look. So I know I can exaggerate.
I wouldn't hold my breath, my brother. I wouldn't hold my breath.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know I can exaggerate, and I know I like to.
Joel Embiid's getting a ring for Finn Balor gets another world title.
Yeah,
that is not happening.
Lost me crazy.
That choke artist. No, don't get me started.
Crazy.
I'm putting my money on Joel Embiid for a
yeah. I mean,
you're about to lose a lot because that bitch.
But then I guess we're not gonna be rich together, man. That's tough. But look, I know I be trolling, I know I be exaggerating, but in all seriousness, right? In all seriousness, I think, especially with the way Triple H has liked to condition his audience, clearly you can lose over and over and over and over and be fine. Clearly, under Triple H, he has shown us niggas can lose over and over and over and over, and they're not
and win a mid-card title.
This is what I'm going to say.
Win a mid-card title.
Yeah, you're comparing a guy, Shinsuke, for example, a mid-card title to the World Championship.
But here's the thing, though. But here's the thing, though.
There's levels,
here's the
bro.
thing. Finn Balor.
There's levels to this.
But here's the thing. Finn Balor, if he wins Money in the Bank, because, and I'm going to, even though this is
cash in on the U.S. title.
Obviously, this is different circumstances. Hell no.
I hope not.
Obviously, this is different
That would be
circumstances.
sick work.
But when Damian Priest won that Money in the Bank, none of y'all thought it was going to work. We had months of
I'll
debate
give you that.
where y'all thought
Yeah.
it wasn't going to work. Y'all didn't care about it. Y'all thought it wasn't going to be shit. And then he did it. And now we talk about Damian Priest as a credible world title contender, even though he ain't won a single one of his world title defenses clean.
I'll give
If
you
we
to
that.
be
keep it in
fair,
a buck. If we keep it in a
But
buck.
hey!
Many,
Before he wins Money in the Bank, did we ever have discussions? Oh, Damon Priest is cooked.
Not once.
No, that's
He was,
also
just kind of,
never.
he was just kind of there.
He was there.
He had the
He was
bad
there,
breaks,
but he wasn't
he was
cooked. He never
there.
got. Who's never given a chance? You know how many chances Finn Balor's been given, bro,
But
throughout the years.
okay, but
And
if-
they constantly
I would-
let us
I would
down,
feel-
bro.
I would
And they
feel-
let us
Finn
down
fan
too many
but
times.
I
I've
would
given
feel
up.
you
I've given up.
1,000% more if the same person was still booking the shows. This is a different regime.
But the
How many
same
chances
guy
is Triple H giving him?
Exactly.
One.
Yo,
He's
Finn
giving
Balor
him
hit the coup de
Money in the
grace
Bank
set,
2023,
Like,
Set
come on,
SummerSlam
bro.
He wasn't
2023,
in that match.
the fucking
2023 was not in
last
that
night. What match?
Money in
2023
the Bank? Was he in that
He
match?
lost to Seth that Money in the Bank.
at
Oh,
at
you're
Money
talking
in the
about. I'm
Bank.
sorry. I'm
At
sorry.
Money.
He
I was
lost.
thinking the latter match.
No.
Okay,
He
so,
lost.
Okay, so that one, and then this triple threat. Let's keep it a buck. We knew it was just a further. We knew like he had a way more chance of being Seth Rollins than Priest or Finn had winning this match. We knew what that was for. That was just to give Saturday Night Main Event a low match. We knew it was to further storyline. So, like, yeah, sure, but like, I don't count that one. The Seth one, though, I'll give you. The Seth one,
Just
he
call it
definitely like that was the one where I was like,
What?
hey, I know Seth just won.
You just
The
gave it
title?
the Mickey tag. What the?
Yo, I think Finn deserves
crazy.
better. I think Finn deserves better. But you see the walls behind.
I agree with
I think Finn deserves. But you see the walls behind you guys. You see the wall behind me. The writing is on it. Finn ain't gonna do that, man. It's not gonna happen.
Hey, look. Hey, last thing I'll say, and then we can move
Yo.
on. I just wanted to get it out the way now. Hey, I know y'all weren't here. They said the same thing to me about Samoa Joe. They say he was cooked. They say he wasn't on name.
Samoa Joe was never a world champion in WWE.
No, I'm talking about. No, I'm talking
He was
about
on
like,
AEW.
when he was on
okay,
this AEW
okay.
run. I
When was he cooked
pushing-
in AEW though?
Okay.
Y'all said he wasn't winning that shit. Y'all said no.
I
way
wasn't
in hell.
here.
Y'all
I
said-
wasn't here. So
I didn't say he
I'm
wasn't winning
positive
that
you
shit.
Mickey.
were, Mo.
Mickey.
I'm almost positive you were.
Hey,
No,
hey! I don't know what's
Samoa
Seth.
Joe won
Hey,
the title. Nah, I wasn't here.
Finn just like Ray's left knee, bro. It's cooked, bro. So I don't know. Seth might need some stem cells.
Hey, if Shinsuke can get saved
Crazy.
by 2 weeks of build
Yo,
on
this
that match,
guy.
Finn Balor can too.
Saying, bro.
Yo, I love your passion, though, man. I'm a Jey Uso guy. I have the same pain, brother.
Hey man,
Yeah,
it's
same.
okay. We on the way. It's okay.
Hey,
I
I ain't gonna
believe
lie.
in the
Finn is
vision.
more cooked than Jay.
Maybe
Way
so.
more cooked.
Way more cooked.
Way more cooked.
I guess.
Bro, the
At
last
least Jay's
singles
popular.
pinfall win
Finn Balor
that Finn Balor got on the main roster was
They will
Super
never
Showdown
lose
2019,
that
bro.
spot, bro. He'll never.
He's
lose
done.
that
He's done.
Yeet.
Super Showdown 2019 was the last.
But
Clean
even then,
pin
Finn
pay-per-view.
Balor's still going to say hi to the kids, and everybody's still happy. Look, Finn Balor's he is still a great guy. He is still loved and beloved and popular. He's
What
just
does
a
that
heel.
have to
Man,
do
bro,
with the
Just be
booking?
there tomorrow.
No, because they said at least
He's
Jey
a
Uso was
great
popular.
guy.
They said at least Jey Uso was
He's a great guy.
No, it's because
Jey Uso is more
We're not
popular than
talking
Finn
about-
Balor.
We're not talking about Make-A-Wish.
He's
bro.
way more popular than Finn Balor.
They said Jey Uso, at least Jey Uso was popular. And I said so was Finn
Way
Balor.
more popular than Finn Balor.
Finn Balor,
Way more popular than
Finn Balor is
And
more
again-
popular than Jey Uso.
No, he's
I didn't
not.
say that. I just said
He could have been had he not got hurt.
He's just
Yeah.
a heel.
That shit-
He's
that
just a
still
heel.
hurts.
The demon
still hurts,
would have
man.
sold
No
so
pun
many,
intended.
so much merch.
So much merch, bro. Why the injury? That's the one thing I'll never forgive Seth Rollins for. Is injuring Finn Balor. God damn it.
But I do respect your passion, man. I hope it happens for you, and I'm being serious
Yeah.
because like when your guy doesn't get a fair shake, it sucks.
It does.
Yeah, and when
It
you
does.
do, and when you do finally get that win, everybody got to be like, "Damn, G, I think it was going
2028.
Dead
Better
fan.
late than
2028.
better late than never."
2035, man.
Hey, if he can
Nigga,
still
we-
wrestle like he
And
can
there
now,
was
then
a-
all right,
hey,
cool.
There was also reports that he gonna get that singles push for new. So hey, we gonna see.
Yeah, for like the IC title.
Bro, the one of the reasons I don't want this to happen is because you know how many apologies we're gonna owe this man.
Mm.
I mean,
at
they're
this
not gonna
point-
give it to me, but it's gonna be crazy. Whole 2 hours of the show just talking about Finn Balor.
Yeah, we might as well just mute our mics and let him go. At that point,
Listen, man.
Solo episode.
I
But
respect.
yeah,
I respect
I just wanted to get it out the way about Finn Balor. We good now.
He's cooked.
yeah, he's still Finn Balor. We all know he's still Finn Balor.
yeah,
For
he got
now,
grill marks
for
on his
now.
back. He's done.
Nothing ain't
He's
changed.
done.
Unfortunately for him, it's
done.
just his
You
role
still
now.
Anybody
got
can
the
be
money.
revived. Anybody can be revived.
Oh, brother.
For mid-card push, yeah.
Then again, Jinder Mahal was WWE champion, so whatever.
Hey,
Maharaja.
hey.
He's cool, but his title reign wasn't.
If the Miz can cash in on Drew McIntyre, why can't Finn Balor cash in?
We know why he did that. We know why.
Hey, further a story. I'm just saying.
Trolling again.
Like
yeah, right. You're baiting now. God damn it.
I'm just saying the Miz did cash in on Drew McIntyre. So hey, and this is what
after he got his ass whooped,
mind you. This Drew
well, Bobby
McIntyre
Lashley beat the shit out of Drew first.
Hey, I'm just saying that.
He didn't do none of the work.
That was Miz's last favor.
You don't need to.
Miz,
all right, man.
Two-time Grand Slam champion, by the way.
Two-time Grand Slam champion.
Finn is a Grand Slam champion. Why can't he be two-time?
That's such a Mickey Grand Slam, bro. You didn't even hold the title for a whole 24 hours.
Slam.
That is crazy.
How was that a Mickey Grand Slam? But you don't call Miz's second
That's a good
Grand
point,
Slam
bro.
a Mickey one.
It was 8
That's
days,
crazy.
my nigga.
Right,
8 days.
right,
what the fuck we gonna do in 8 days?
Longer than 24 hours, bro.
It's longer than nothing.
That's true too. Something better than nothing. Something better than nothing. So at the end of the day, that's true. Conrad, you was pretty quiet. You want to put anything else on this before we move on?
No, I'm good. I think everyone has said what we all think.
We know he's good. No justice, man. No justice.
Yeah. I
All right.
Fucked up.
Does anybody have anything they want to touch on about Saturday night's main event before we get into this big topic? So, does anybody want
Winged
to touch
Eagle.
on that? That was pretty cool to see.
Winged Eagle's cool. We don't need it back permanently. Old niggas, you
don't.
old ass niggas, stop. You old ass niggas need to stop. It is not 1980.
Eagle, bro.
No,
It is not 1985, bro.
Permanently, no. That's
Permanently is insane.
All right, I hear
You're
you on the
nostalgic.
permanent part, but okay, I feel
Nostalgia.
That current belt has to go.
Nostalgia's a good thing. As one of the young OGs, I'll say nostalgia's a good thing, but in doses.
As the other OG,
Indulgence.
I will say too that when you know now what a marketing scheme is in front of you, seeing that big W on the belt that goes to the Super Bowl, I'm just like, bro, I get it, bro. I know whose title it is. I get it. WWE just, you will enjoy the show. You will enjoy everything we give you.
That's why all their belts look the same. Easier to manufacture, easier to make toys out of, easier to promote. I get why they do it. I don't like it. I hate it, but I get why they do it.
I am glad.
It's business.
I am glad that the tag
It is
champions
business.
look a little different though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I am
Facts.
glad that they finally fixed that.
The tag belts on SmackDown are a throwback.
I love the modernized version of those belts.
Yeah, I do.
Those are
That's
so
I like
beautiful.
those.
Those
I
are
like
beautiful.
those. They modified it a little bit,
Yeah, those are beautiful.
Liv Morgan got a clean title defense.
Yeah,
Liv Morgan got
good
a
for her.
clean title defense.
And it was a
Dak
solid
Prescott
match.
got a clean title defense.
That's
We
crazy.
love to see
God,
it.
we're still on
We
this.
love to see it. Now,
Side note,
she's not gonna beat Rhea Ripley clean,
no.
but she's gonna
At
beat
all.
Rhea Ripley.
I don't care. I don't care who wins, bro. Just end this fucking feud, bro. I genuinely
Cook
don't
more.
care. I don't even care if it's a fucking draw and they fucking vacate and give it to fucking Charlotte. I don't care. Just end this feud. Just end the feud. I'm so tired of this shit.
They're gonna.
Bro, you know how bad a feud. You know how bad a feud has to be when you have two of the worst fan bases. They're tired of it too. They're like, please end this. Like they don't even care. Liv fans probably don't even care if Liv loses. They're just like, please get her away from Rhea. I don't even think they care. Like this feud is so fucking.
No,
It was so
I'm
good.
over it.
If I were you, I would keep my
Happens at
seatbelt locked in until WrestleMania because they're gonna drag this thing.
Well,
And it started well
I think-
too,
I
bro.
think Becky's
It started really good.
They're gonna drag this thing, brother.
It started really good, yeah.
Nah,
It
I'm
did
not
well.
even
I
gonna
think-
lie.
No, Charlotte.
I'm with him.
Charlotte. Hey, Andrade. Charlotte, get your ass
Hey,
to
transfer
Raw.
window.
Charlotte, please save us, bro. Please, dear God, please save us.
This
I
is
think
insane.
Becky's coming back for the Rumble.
I don't care who comes back, bro. Somebody in this fucking.
No, I hear you, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
bring
I
the
think
goat
Becky's-
back.
I think Becky's coming back to be a two-time. I think she's
That's
gonna be
fine.
a two-time.
Hey, as
That's
long as
fine.
she changes the man gimmick like she says she wants to.
She'll
I
come back.
mean,
something
you always
fresh.
got to
We need something
reinvent
fresh.
yourself, and I mean, she lived with Seth Rollins every day, and Seth Rollins. One thing I will always give credit to Seth Rollins for, he knows how to reinvent himself while still being the same character.
There you
Like
go.
he's still himself,
Facts,
but he knows how to
facts.
reinvent himself.
There you
Like
go. I agree.
when he went from architect to Monday Night Rollins, and then went, even though it was more so forced because of Vince, he went to Monday Night Messiah. I thought that was like
underrated.
damn near some of his best work.
Some good.
Yeah, I think
Underrated.
Monday Night Messiah was some of his best work. Like
Underrated.
that was
Doesn't
amazing.
get talked about enough.
Doesn't
does not
get
get
because it was
talked about
COVID.
That's
it
because
was
they had a
COVID.
bullshit eye for an
Because
eye
it's COVID.
match. That's why.
I'm not gonna lie, that eye for an eye match.
For an eye
Had
match,
surgery
That wasn't
one
even-
time in my right eye.
That wasn't even that bad. Because I actually like the story. It's just eye for an eye. Come on, bro. Come on.
Okay.
The match cooked though.
You like
The match
that?
was good.
Yeah, I was about to say the match was good.
The match
I mean, it
cooked.
was okay.
It's just the
okay.
concept.
Then,
of
then,
the
then they
concept
brought
is
then they
not-
brought then they brought Buddy and Dominic and Aaliyah in, and then we
That was weird. That was weird. That was
Yeah,
weird.
that,
and then they
that's-
beat the shit out of Buddy
Oh.
Murphy.
I mean, that's where they were just trying stuff.
that didn't flow very well.
No.
You know. They
No,
did
Buddy-
beat the whole family jumped Buddy Murphy. Y'all remember that? They got Kendo Sticks to beat the shit out of him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, remember, Buddy Murphy's introduction into the
They were whooping
Messiah
that ass.
was actually beautifully told. Like
No, it was.
that was beautifully told. So I thought they was actually gonna do something with Buddy. And
I
then
was
he
looking
just
forward to the group when they had AOP too. I thought that was going to do something with that, but then COVID happened.
but
That could have been
AOP got-
something, bro.
Did AOP get released or they got hurt?
Yeah, released during COVID.
They just
Yeah.
released everybody.
Yeah.
Black Wednesday, man.
Then Austin Theory was a part of it too. But I don't know what happened to
Yep.
that.
Oh, they sent him back down to NXT. Because
Oh, yeah.
I think he
He
got
joined the
hurt
way.
for a little bit.
He
And
was,
he joined the
he was a
way.
part of it for a little bit. I
Which
remember.
is
Yeah, and then
better
he
for
got
him.
hurt for a little bit, and then they just sent him to NXT again.
He was a
Because
part
they
of it for a
called him
little
up
bit.
early too.
Because he was on Mania technically, wasn't he? With the tag match,
I think so.
Mania 36. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Because of COVID, because I think somebody missed it. Because
Yeah,
they
somebody,
got COVID
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
don't
but
know.
yeah, let's. I mean, I'm with y'all. Let's end this feud. But I told y'all what was gonna happen. Like
Going to
I
Mania.
told y'all what was gonna happen. Like
Going
Rhea
Mania.
Ripley. I'm sorry, gang. Like this feud,
Well.
we knew this feud was gonna stretch because nobody else on that Raw Women's roster other than Io, and she just lost clean as a whistle, mind you. Nobody else is a threat to her title. Not a soul. Who she gonna feud with next? Zelina Vega? Is she even on Raw? Who she gonna feud with next?
Ivy
The
now.
Pure Fusion Collective.
Chill.
That transfer portal, they're about to call up 8 people, I think. At least for the
They
women's
better, bro.
divisions, they're going to call up all of them.
From
Well, they have to. They have no choice. They literally
no
have no
choice.
choice, bro.
NXT, man.
Your roster is fucking thin as shit, and you have 3 titles. You have 5 titles total for the women's division. You have the both world titles, the mid card, and there's
And I
still keeping the
and I-
tag titles. Bro.
we remember. I mean, we've had this conversation when they was talking about it. I was the big component of fix your depth first before you get these mid card titles.
He did it backwards. He definitely
Yeah,
did
and
it
he
backwards.
now this
Because the thing
tournament-
about Sean did it beautifully. Sean, you saw the depth and you saw
Yeah.
the characters.
Mhm.
Then he
And it
brought
was
the
like-
title in.
and that was
Triple
a
H.
transition.
Triple H, I think Triple H saw the internet and got scared and just pulled the trigger. That's what I genuinely think he got scared and was like, "Fuck, all right, I'll do it," because they keep complaining about it.
Well, I think Triple H. I think because when you look at it, right, this is what I think they should have done, in my opinion. Well, I said this before they put the titles on Bianca and Jade because I was like, oh, well, they just put them on Bianca and Jade, so they can't get rid of them now. But what they should have did was send them titles down to NXT and just leave it in NXT.
Simple.
Leave it there.
Let's just
Simple.
leave it in
Simple,
NXT
bro.
because NXT
Literally.
is the only show that has been able to make them tag titles actually mean something. on
Relevant.
that show.
Mhm.
Bro, Last Legend and Jakara Jackson was literally.
We're right there.
Just
We're
do it.
right
Perfect.
there.
Just do it. Just do it.
Right, like there's literally no point to Metaphor. Not gonna lie, there's no point to him because if you're not going,
No, Dar, he's been around a minute too. I don't know if he's hurt or what.
He's
Yeah, I was
injured.
about to say,
No,
I ain't
he's
seen
hurt.
him in a
He's hurt.
minute,
He's
bro.
hurt.
Oh,
He's
he's
okay.
hurt, but you had them in the tag feud, and yeah, they got a little match on the main roster. Then what'd you do? Send them back to the NXT Vortex, and now they're not doing nothing. Right now, one thing WWE can do, they can make me care about people in the tournament. I ain't never cared about Michin since she first debuted in the Mae Young Classic this much at all. I knew she was gonna lose, but I cared. I cared to
Yeah, I
see what
didn't.
was going on. Right, Dakota Kai, I care because most likely she's winning that one. So I care. They'll make me care. But it's after this that I'm worried about because everybody, Zelina Vega, the Pure Fusion Collective, Natalia, all of them are going to be feuding for that mid-card belt.
Triple
Bro,
H.
the way
You
he
remember
says Pure
OG
Fusion Collective
Y'all,
is killing me,
y'all
bro.
remember OG SmackDown when the mid-card scene was like,
It's like Stephen A.
beautiful,
Kwame
but the
Brown.
main event scene was horrific? That's what Raw's going to be right now. their mid-card scene for that women's title, there's actually going to be some good feuds told in that. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan finna dominate for the next 4 months. with a sprinkle of Becky. With a sprinkle of Becky or with a sprinkle of Charlotte. That's what's finna happen.
So sprinkles on bullshit. Okay, that's not going to help anything.
It's like perfume in a turd.
Literally, bro. Like, come on.
All right. Saturday night's main event was cool though. Do you guys? So I think
Shout out Chelsea Green.
some people talked about it on here, or they wanted it to. Do y'all still want Kevin Owens to be the guy to beat Cody Rhodes?
Yep.
Yes.
Eventually, but not
I
now.
want him to, but it's not going to happen.
Okay, hold on. Do y'all want him to, or do y'all think he's going to?
I don't
think
think
he will.
I think he should. I think he should.
I think he's just.
Nah, I don't think
he's
it's
just.
last night.
Last night was.
If
too
there's
soon.
going to be a title change, it needs to happen at Mania.
You know what WWE's terrible. Let me tell you why last night. You know what WWE's terrible at? Striking while the iron is hot. They only strike when the iron's lukewarm. It's like let me let things cool down. Now let me strike. No, you know what? Kevin Owens is the hottest heel on SmackDown right now. Let's think. Okay, well, my name is Paul Levesque, and I'm like everybody thinks I'm the greatest promoter since since Jim Crockett. So let me sit up here and wait and not allow him to win when everybody realizes is Kevin Owens super hot right now. Nobody's saying Kevin Owens has to be champion forever. Don't get me started about this guy. Triple H is over freaking rated, bro.
So you agree?
Listen,
I think it's. Wait. Are we talking about the wrestler or the booker?
I'm talking about both. Don't get me started, bro. I'm talking about both. I'm talking about both. I'm talking about both.
Let's dive into it. I guess
we
Go ahead. Go off, bro. Go ahead.
They have put so much.
Because you might have me.
They put so much sauce on this guy as being one of the greatest of all time. In what world? He deserves his respect. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He hasn't had his singles Hall of Fame induction yet, and he will deserve it. He does deserve it. But this top 10 nonsense, this top 15 nonsense, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you know what? And you know what?
He's not top 10. He's not top 10.
No, yeah.
Top 10, like overall.
Top 10, I can hear.
Or
Right.
Top 15.
And also as a promoter,
He's more
excuse me. Let me use the proper term. As a booker, I'm so sick and tired of people saying, "Oh, it's like going from black and white to color. Oh, he's so much better than the guy who used to run the ship before." Not really.
Whoa!
Not really.
That's where you started.
Not really.
Hit him with it, Sean.
Not really. I mean, it's like just because. Here we go. I'm gonna tell you guys something, young fellas. I appreciate you guys. Let young OG tell y'all something right now. Just because. No, watch me. You're gonna feel me on this. Just because the product was here and now it's here doesn't mean it's in a good place. We want it up here. See, everybody's so and accurately put saying that, you know what, the product 2019 going into 20 blah, blah, down here. No argument there. And nobody's going to argue that when Triple H took over, it went here. But you know what? D+ and C- ain't that far apart.
C-?
That's crazy. There's only one area. That I will say that statement reigns true, and that's literally the women's division. That's the only place.
Yeah, the women's division.
That's it. That's literally
my argument is so elementary, gentlemen, because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to act like I'm a big philosopher that's going to break it down to you super intellectual. Oh, I don't need to do that. I'm going to break it down to you like a third grader, brother. When somebody's hot, give them an opportunity. Give him an opportunity. Gee, you were just talking about Finn Balor. I don't necessarily agree.
He's not
agree, but I respect where he's not hot. Jay Uso's been the hottest.
That was rare.
And I'm going there. Jay Uso's been the hottest performer on Raw for the past.
That I'll give you.
Come on, man. Jay Uso from the time I'm gonna give y'all a time frame, a date exactly. From the time Jay Uso said, "And me too," and kick Roman Reigns in the face.
Right.
He has been hot as fish grease.
Right.
Facts.
And it took a massive backlash to even get him a month as Intercontinental Champion. By the way, my brother, not satisfied with that. He deserves more. So I'm sick and tired of everybody talking about, oh, Triple H has revolutionized. I don't care if you're making more money than you ever made before. You know what? If you sell a Snicker bar for $1 and then you sell it for $1.25, it don't make the Snicker bar any better. It's still caramel, it's still chocolate, and it's still peanuts.
But Sean, I used to give you 10 matches. Now I give you 5. It's better for you.
That I do hate.
No. Hold. Okay.
Y'all tell me. Y'all can disagree.
I'll explain why.
But don't act like I'm way out in left field on this.
No. So this. I'm glad we brought this up because I'm not gonna lie. I get what you're saying. Like I even agree wholeheartedly with your analogy of the Snickers. I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying about that. Just because you sell it for $1 that $1 doesn't make it better. Right? Here's the thing though. We talk about Snickers. What we was getting before was Almond Joy. So that's much better.
Respect Almond Joy?
No, we not.
No. What's wrong with Almond Joy?
Don't start, Mo. We're not.
I'll play it.
You should have said Milky Way.
I mean, that too.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, that too. Either way. But my
that's
point
horrible.
Is, what you said. So I guess where the disagreement comes in. Right. We all agree. It was a D+ to an F them last couple years of events.
D-.
Overall, as a show, is like
F-.
Standard wise, it is a bare minimum of B+. Bare minimum of B+.
You thought last night's show was a B+?
No, I'm not. I'm just talking about as a.
No, I know. I'm just using for an example.
No. Like so, Saturday night main event. So the way I judge shows and how I rank it, I care about obviously if your matches are good because it's a pay-per-view of sense, right? I care about if the correct decisions, in my opinion, were made, right? And if you left with either something really memorable to talk about or people got elevated out of that, I'm gonna give you like a half a grade above it. So I gave it a B. I gave Saturday night main events a B because I think the matches were good. I think all the correct guys won, right? Chelsea. Obviously the retentions. I think Cody should have retained here, right? But I'm gonna get to you. But the main thing I really want to talk about was your striking while the iron's hot, because I agree in a sense, right? Like, I agree that like Jey Uso's been the hottest thing, and I think he should have got the IC title in COVID. Him and Roman could have easily been holding up titles together. That was the time to give him.
And I want you to continue your point. I just want to add a little bit of a snippet and just say, and all he got was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
And it pissed me.
That was kind of crazy.
And that was
Come on, bro. That's insulting. But go ahead.
That's very insulting.
Look at him doing the pose.
I'm with you. Yeah. So I'm with you while striking while the iron is hot. But you run into problems about that because, for example, LA Knight, if he would have won the Money in the Bank when he was supposed to, even though he's not at the same level as this person I'm about to name, we would have ran into the same problem we did with Austin Theory.
Okay.
You're not cashing in on Roman. We know that. So then what's your only option? And it would have been ass regardless, and that would have killed LA Knight, right? So that's why I think you have to really know when to do it. And I know Triple H, because even though he can't do it, I know he's trying to find his NXT takeover back in him. I know he is. He's trying to get it back.
He's got a long way to
go. For the women, for sure. I think for the women, for sure. Yeah. But he's trying to find his way back. Part of that was because there was a lot of people, like Pete Dunne was never a singles champion in NXT. Well, NXT, the main one.
UK, right, exactly.
The main one. Right? There was plenty of times he should have and could have been North American champion or the world champion, but were you going to sacrifice that Adam Cole run? No, you weren't. Were you going to sacrifice the Finn Balor the second time? No, you weren't. So it's kind of like, yeah, you can strike when the iron's hot, but I feel like if you do it too much, title reigns become meaningless. If we strike while the iron is hot, even though I think Drew McIntyre, Clash of the Castle, I wouldn't have been mad if he won. But we don't get the greatest story ever at WrestleMania 40 if Drew McIntyre wins that match. We don't get it. We don't even get it if Cody wins the first time.
It's not even a conversation, gentlemen, if Roman Reigns is the only champion in the company. Though which he was at the time. It's not even a conversation. I'm talking about now. The current landscape of WWE where there's 2 world champions, that opens up doors. That opens up an opportunity for people to be elevated to a level they never would have. Do I believe, as much as I'm Jey Uso's #1 fan, I'm a big supporter of his. If Jey Uso was in a world where only champion in the WWE landscape was Cody Rhodes, I would have to fall back. You can't tell me, and you guys probably gonna think I'm crazy. my co-host, my brother right here, Conrad, thinks I'm crazy. I don't think this guy going to the Royal Rumble and winning it is something that should be outside of the realm of possibility. With the momentum that this guy has, if they don't continue to throw water on it by being lazy, hear me out now, being lazy with the Bloodline storyline, and again, it can be an awesome storyline, and you can still be lazy.
Yeah,
you know why I know? Because there was a storyline called the NWO, and they got lazy.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, you can be lazy. So let's not be lazy. Let's think outside the box. Let's not go back to the status quo and let Jey Uso fall back into the fold of Bloodline. How about he can be associated with the Bloodline and maintain the momentum that he's built over the past year and a half and win the Royal Rumble? You're telling me you wouldn't buy a ticket to see Jey Uso face Gunther for the world title at WrestleMania? I would. And it would be believable too. I'm so sick and tired of acting like this guy is not as good as from a storyline perspective that you can't catch up to like a Daniel Bryan being an underdog to win the world title at WrestleMania. But Jey Uso, who is literally, I see your faces, Jey Uso, no hyperbole. Jey Uso has been at least top 3 hottest performers in the company for the past year and a half.
In wrestling in general.
What are we waiting for?
And see, look,
Absolutely.
I don't even disagree with anything that you just said. Right? I don't. Actually, well, I do disagree with something.
Yeah, I was
I
going to
get
say.
your overall point. I get your overall point, right?
Right.
Like striking while the iron, especially with a guy like Jey Uso. Because I agree. I feel like they waited too long. And what I was telling these guys on the show for multiple weeks, I think he deserves it, but they waited too long to do it. And I've been known ever since the SmackDown after Mania when Solo and Tama Tonga took out Jimmy Uso. We get into War Games.
Mm-hmm.
We were saving Jey Uso for War Games. Once we get to War Games, all right, let's see what happens. Because he can beat Braun Breaker again.
And you know what? And I want to say this too, Malik, if I have an opportunity, G, if I have an opportunity, guys, I want to say this too. Because I don't want it to be about, because everybody who ever's heard me talk knows how I feel about the homie Jey Uso, right? So let me switch gears. And talk about more Triple, because I want to stay on focus about Triple H.
Right.
The New Day just had a really good heel turn. Whether you agree with it or not, that's up to you. But I thought it was pretty well done, right? At the end of the day, are we really going to have Monday Night Raw be a situation where you think the best thing for business is to have the War Raiders win the Tag Team Championship? Why are we not capitalizing on what just happened?
I mean, the tag division.
See, that's where you have to get. I don't think you should just automatically give them the tag titles because one, I think you need to build. Like they need, like obviously
They haven't even wrestled yet.
I was about to say we'll see what happens with the Netflix movie.
Okay, but before you finish, I just want to say this real quick, and I'm gonna let you roll. Maybe not right away, but that certainly shouldn't mean that the War Raiders get the titles. What have they done to deserve the tag?
I mean, at this point, you're gonna keep it on Judgment Day, who ain't done jack shit with the titles. It's a lose-lose. It's literally a lose-lose.
I'm agreeing.
You can throw that shit on Otis and Tozawa, bro. Like
no argument there. A change should be made. But what I'm trying to say
at this point,
to me, when I think of, and I may not even have a name, right? But if I close my eyes and I say, who should be in the current WWE landscape the team that should take the titles from Judgment Day? I'm certainly not thinking War Raiders.
And
absolutely not.
I mean, I get you but I think everything but what you're saying needs to be built up. So right now, the War Raiders, when they lost, I wasn't surprised because they weren't really built up yet. They just won a contender match. Like they just got back, showcased them, put them out there because they're a great tag team, right? And they got repackaged back to what they should have been. So that was great. I think they probably will win.
They probably will.
But it needs to be built up. But like with the New Day, they just turned heel. They need to stretch because when they do finally win them titles, that's gonna be one of the more generational heel runs they're gonna go on.
Yeah.
Bluntly stated, and we can get onto that later. For Usos rematch because we know that's gonna happen. Usos rematch.
Yes.
But my overall thing is,
remember the word from earlier.
You need to let it build. But
remember the word from earlier.
You get more time
later next year.
But what was the word I used earlier, guys? Lazy. That is lazy.
I don't think it
Everybody and their brother knows. Okay, let's put the Usos and New Day back together.
I don't think it's lazy.
That was kind of
Because I don't think it's lazy if you tell a different, because we haven't seen the New Day as heels for a minute.
Okay.
So now, because when they fought the first time, the Usos turned babyface after that run, but they were heels going into it.
True.
When they finally won, they're like, yeah, we're the best now. They were heels.
True.
And then they went babyface. When they were with the Bloodline, they were heels when they broke the record.
Yeah.
Now you're having a different dynamic where everybody loves the Usos again. Well, Jimmy and Jay, they love them together now. And now we have a newly, freshly turned heel New Day that just basically said, Big E, you broke your neck, so what?
So freaking
You need to let that build. You
That
like
was so
striking while the iron is hot, I hear you.
Yeah.
But that iron is going to be hot for a while.
Well,
So with the Jey Uso,
forgive me for being impatient considering what they've done in the past.
I mean, I get you. I get where you're saying that. But when you look at like, they don't need to win. Honestly, I don't even want them to have a match for the next one. I just want them backstage acting like they're justified for a minute.
Yeah.
Let them build it. Come out, get booed like Dominic Mysterio and say, you know what? Y'all don't deserve our time. We're out of here.
Yeah.
Like, build it. Let the crowd really hate you right now. Right? So but I do get your overall point. I know,
and I get yours as well, brother.
But I get your overall
we can talk with someone else, and I want to say the iron's hot, but they've had an opportunity to make this story for what, a year? Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. What is happening?
Yeah, that's
why did they teased it for months and then it just stopped.
Finished.
And it was just
I can tell you what it is.
It's been a year, bro. A year of
they probably honestly, bro, they don't have an idea what to do with them. That's why they're still together. They don't know what to do with them.
Which is literally turn Austin Theory babyface.
But why tease it?
I think the issue is Austin Theory. I don't think Triple H believes in him. I don't think he legitimately, because Grayson Waller, he's great. He's always believed in Grayson Waller. Like from the moment he got on the main roster, like he was always in a pretty good position. Like he was doing segments with like AJ and all them.
I don't think it's Triple H doesn't believe in Austin Theory. I don't think he thinks Austin Theory is what Vince thought Austin Theory was going to be. Like the way
Which is fine.
When Vince was in charge, it seemed like Austin Theory was going to be something big. But I think Triple H is looking at him like he's cool, but no, I don't see. I think
which is fine.
People, I think he looks above him.
Which is fine, but like you got this guy you could easily build in the mid card. Like you have two guys in the mid card you could easily build, and you're not using them as a tag team. Literally, only reason he would use them is if Kevin Owens needed a victory. Like how many times do we see Kevin Owens versus Grayson Waller? Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory. Kevin Owens in a partner versus them two together. Like
if
he has no plan.
Austin Theory up good right now, he could be a good contender to beat Shinsuke for the title. You know what I mean? Like, babyface wise, like.
I mean, okay, so
Austin Theory is the guy that's gonna make like other people look good. That's his role right now.
How would you book him? How would you book him?
Well, that's what I was going to be my question. Y'all think he can be a babyface?
Either one of y'all.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they were
a story. He has a story. Like I think his dad was like a drug addict or something like that. Like, he has an actual story that people can be like, oh shit, like this guy actually went through shit. And we can relate to him. And if you ever seen him interact with kids, he's really good. Like he's really good with interacting with kids. He doesn't.
There's clips of him that they showed like in different promo packages. Him growing up, like being like a huge scene. And like
and he does
life, bro. Like growing up as a kid, like
and he does impersonations, so he can be like a goofy ass. Like he's a goofball. Like if you saw him in the way, that's how Austin Theory should be. Like that's where he thrives. And then you can get. And he's young. And he's. Yeah, and he's super, super young, so he doesn't have to be serious right now. He can just be a goofball. Like you have a lot of characters for different audiences. Austin Theory is for the kids. Like just let him be a goofball.
Well, yeah, and I think in the way that was his best work, but I always looked at him like a heel. Even though they got loved, I looked at him as a heel. So for me, I think Triple H, because me and Triple H is tight. We got the book.
I can see that.
I think
that's why Finn Balor is doing what he's doing right now, right?
Me and Triple H talked. We knew it wasn't the right time. But Triple H
never the right time.
Triple H listened.
Please, never the right time, G baby.
Triple H listened to me word for word with Cody Rhodes WrestleMania 40. How that played out. So I don't care. I'm taking credit for that. I always will. Anyways, I think
he was cooked for a whole year.
Who?
Cody.
Yeah.
No, it was just that night. I was mad. I was mad because it was literally right after Finn Balor lost and Oscar lost. So when Cody lost, I was pissed. That was like the nail in the coffin. It was just that one night.
That was a
he
rough
got
night.
Oh yeah, you said he wasn't gonna win the Rumble. That's right.
Yeah, I said CM Punk was gonna win. That's what I said. But I still thought Cody and Roman. I still thought they were running it back. I just didn't.
Yeah, I knew that was happening.
But anyways, I feel like Triple H is looking at Austin Theory like, I don't know if people are gonna care about you if I separate you from Grayson Waller, babyface or heel. I don't know if people will care. But if
you're
you,
right.
but
They
you,
don't care
but,
now.
I don't care.
Yeah,
now.
but you know how I feel about breaking up and forming groups for no reason. You know how I feel about that. We have the Pure Fusion Collective for zero reason.
The Pure Fusion.
They took a
Collective
jobber,
deserves Kwame Brown, I
another
swear to
jobber, and a recently came back from injury jobber.
God.
Put them
Wait.
together, gave them
Wait.
aura for 1 week just to put them all back together.
Wait,
like
side note, G. I got a question for you, bro. Pure Fusion Collective or Cat Williams? Or Cat, not Cat Williams, Cat.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Nate? Cat hit for one of my parlays, so he on my good side for now.
Why did you
I'm
even
taking
hate
Big-
him though?
that man. Oh my gosh, I'm taking Big Kitty over Pure Fusion Collective right now.
Hey,
He said Big Kitty.
Big Kitty is
Big Purr was
Big Kitty is
Good word,
Big
but-
Purr.
Hold on, so
Sorry.
let's retract because there was two topics. I guess we gotta dive on with the
That's
Triple H because there's the booking side we're talking about, and then there's the wrestler side. So I guess we're gonna discuss which one's overrated or if they're both. Because Sean said both. So you gave your sense on the booking side, which we talked about. Conrad, you haven't had much to speak, so I'll let you speak on your Triple H booking effect or however you feel about it or what your take is.
Oh, it's all great. Oh no, we can't say anything bad about Triple H's booking. I'm kind of with Sean. I do think it's overrated. Sean mentioned the Bloodline, NWO. People weren't that patient for the NWO stuff, and they got 4 years out of this so far. What is it? When did they start this? 2020 Bloodline?
2020.
So,
Yep.
yeah, this is ridiculous at this point. At what point are we going to hold this guy to what he's doing? The way he books his match cards, the 5 matches, they're cool. It's fine. But how could anyone not I get why LA Knight's mad. When was the last time he was featured after he won the title? Look at Nakamura. 2 weeks. Here you go. Here's the belt. Where's the Street Profits, dog? Why are they not being used? What did did he do bad in that chamber match that you're never going to use him again? There are just things that I question. Bianca, I like Bianca and I like Jade. I get that there could be an injury or something going on right now, and prayers to Jade. I hope she recovers. But what are we doing, dog? You have Bianca sitting kind of on the sidelines for what? Are we elevating people? Rhea's hurt. It's just a mess, this whole thing. I just don't get what he's doing. And I don't think people hold him accountable as a booker. I love his NXT stuff. I promise you. That saved the day. I probably wouldn't even be watching WWE if it wasn't for that. But some of this, I'm just my dude, call this man out for this. SmackDown is awful. It's the worst show of his 3 shows. Every week I see SmackDown. They're talking about 3 hours.
Oh, he only got 2.
What?
Don't give him credit for NXT, bro. That's Sean shit.
Oh no, I'm
talking
about
overall?
NXT. Back.
Oh, okay. I was about to say no. We giving Sean credit.
But
I think
NXT is better than SmackDown. I really feel
Absolutely.
that way. It's
NXT's the best show
I won't go that far.
right now.
Maybe it's because I'm an old man, but I really don't lie. NXT's kind of weird sometimes. But
NXT has the best balance of featuring everybody, and they have way less opportunity to do it.
I don't know, Ethan Page. I heard all this talk about, Brian Pillman Jr. is going to finally do something over here. And I'm looking at him he's a loser, bro. I don't want to see this dude. He was talking to Ryan Leaf. I'm what am I seeing? There's 2 losers in the same frame. What is this, bro?
I mean, the main event, I'll put it like this. NXT right now, their main event scene is going through a transition. Okay. It reminds me of when NXT 2.0 first started. Okay, it's just going through a little transition right now, but everything else is chef's kiss. And besides, Obafemi about to get that title, so we good.
I hope so. I really do.
If Trick Williams beats Obafemi, we gonna have some real conversations.
Hold on.
We gonna have some real conversations.
We gave Sean his flowers, but back to Triple H. You're about to get 3 hours of SmackDown, dude. This is gonna be awful on Friday nights. Young folks don't have anything better to do than sit there and watch 3 hours of SmackDown.
Not on a Friday.
This is crazy work to me. You cannot do this.
I don't think they need
the 3 hour
We
thing.
don't.
I get why y'all don't like the 3 hours. I really, really do. I don't even disagree with y'all. But now that both shows, because remember, before there would always have to be an overbalance somewhere because one was 3 and one was 2. That's why the draft was always Raw got 3 picks, SmackDown got 2, right? But I've seen with the 2-hour shows, I've seen SmackDown be great and I've seen it be ass. Mm-hmm. I've seen Raw with the 3 hours. I saw it be great and I've also seen it like drag. Like they have 3 hours now at the same time. At the same time now. So the rosters have no choice but to be balanced. I've seen them be successful with a 3-hour show. I've seen it happen. It's worked. They can do that. And Netflix, they get way less restrictions. It's still going to be PG, which realistically it should be because of who they freaking get money from.
I'm disappointed.
It's who they get money from.
Yeah.
They have to be PG. It's who they get money from.
You're right.
But I've seen it work. I've seen Raw be the best show week after week after week, 3 hours. And it feel like it went by like nothing. So it can work. I think that's why they're introducing these new IC titles now or mid-card titles now because they know both shows are about to go to 3 hours.
I just hope they write stories for those mid-card titles. Let me say this about the draft real quick. When they announce it, whenever the next one is in a year or two, I better see every fan boo that crap. Boo that shit immediately. As soon as it comes out of his mouth, we're going to hold a draft. As soon as he says it, boo that man, throw trash at him. This is a lie. It has been a lie for years, and I'm tired of them lying about it. Transport portal. What is this? What is this?
Wild card rules. It's basically
it's hot giggity garbage, and it's been going on for too long.
Shit.
No one says anything bad about what he's doing, though. They're like, oh, this is okay. It's okay. Ethan Page is on Raw this week. Like, no, this is bad, bro. This doesn't make sense, and no one says it. They make their own rules. You can make it make sense. You know what's gonna happen, don't you? You're writing the show. I'm gonna just change it this week. Like, it's lazy, like Sean said. Like, then don't do it. If you're not gonna do it, don't have a draft.
Then he sits
and
there
what annoys me
with his stupid glasses on during the post show and says, "Oh, we set a new indoor attendance record for another center." Shut up.
Like, we don't care as fans. I'm not gonna lie. We don't care.
The highest grossing WrestleMania of all time, most viewed WrestleMania of all time, the highest attendance record. Like, bro, we don't.
He be saying that though.
I don't have stocks, bro. I don't have stocks in this shit. I don't care.
Exactly.
I really don't.
It because the people that paid him all that money care though. That's why they do it.
Yo,
the people who paid him all that money care.
Can I ask this then? How come when all those people who paid the money expected you to be in a corporate officer position, I didn't read the lawsuit? Now I know I'm getting personal, and I'll get real nasty in this in a second because I really hate WWE for some of the stuff they pull, and fans are just like, I don't care about that. I just care about the wrestling. No. You don't get to have stuff with kids and all that and just think people are going to skate by this, and they let them skate through on a lot of this stuff. I didn't read the lawsuit. You're a corporate officer of 15 years. What the hell do you mean you didn't read a lawsuit, bro? They bring that stuff to people like me, low timers in the company, like, please do not speak about this. Oh, okay, I know better. Triple H, I didn't see it. Where are you going for Thanksgiving, bub? Like, what are you doing? Are you hanging out with?
I think legally, he's just. I think he's saying that to get out.
He should have just said no.
You don't want to be tied up in no shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, even now, like I remember, what's it called? Was it Cena's return when he announced he was doing the thing? They still asking him Vince McMahon questions, and he
just say no comment.
How do I dance around that?
No comment.
How is Cody answering questions better than you? I would rather have Cody up there answering the questions. Cody is dancing perfectly around all that stuff. Like, we have a great show.
This is what he want to do. He's the next Triple H. When Triple H is gone, that's gonna be Cody in that chair. I hope y'all know this. That's gonna be Cody in that chair.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Can I make one last point about Triple H?
Go ahead.
One last one, then I'm done. Triple H also is no saint. If you want me to, where's a wallet? Who's got money? I don't have my wallet with me. This one's empty. I will bet every single dollar that's in this wallet that Triple H, Stephanie, and Nick Khan, or a combination of the three, had something to do with getting Vince McMahon up out of there. And if you don't think that's wrong, then you don't know business. It was a setup.
It's business, bro. It's American business, bro. I wouldn't be surprised.
All three of them niggas voted no when he tried to come back.
And then they voted him back in.
Huh?
Remember that? They voted him back in. The whole board they all had to sit there.
No, he loopholed that.
Yeah,
Vince loopholed that.
Triple H,
because he's the
Nick
main
Khan, and Stephanie,
shareholder.
all three of them voted no, and then he said, "Okay, bet," and loopholed his way in and called it.
And then they kicked his ass out again.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I got degrees in business, so I know how this works. What happened was Vince McMahon used them super shares, and they got shook. Nick Khan. So here's the thing: he was in his contract that says he gets more money. He gets a big percentage increase if he sells the company. That was what he was brought in for. That was the agreement. And Vince said, well, we're not doing it then. It was just going to be who waits out who longer. If you really cared about what Vince was doing, you would have said, you know what? Stay out of the company. We don't want you here. Do what you're going to do. Sit back and let the company tank. Why didn't they? Because they value money over everything else. They don't care about nothing else but the bread. I just wanted it to be known. I'm just saying. And Stephanie's backstage still. Something just smells funny about this whole situation. She in the CM Punk thing when they show he's back. Oh, hey, Steph. Oh, yeah. Like they weren't making jokes. And why is she in front of the monitors? You could just bring people backstage and let them be back there like that. Something that just smells weird. That's all I'm saying.
Smells weird because it's phony and it's wrong. There's something going on behind the scenes that doesn't smell right.
I mean, we talking about the creative shit. Let's not get off.
I'm not going to go that far, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, though, Triple H is not that good of a booker either. I think he needs to improve in many ways. And that's what we came to talk about. Yes, I agree. I think people give, rightfully so. I think people give Tony Khan a lot more crap than Triple H because he's Tony Khan. It's AEW. I think because Triple H runs WWE and because he's like the savior of WWE, I think people give him like a big pass. And like 2022, okay, I see when he first came back. All right, cool. First part of 2023, all right. Oh, you hear Vince is back. Okay. Oh, 2023, the rest of 2023. Oh, he's finding his footing again. Once 2024 hit, all the excuses out the window. The damage control shit, terribly booked. I hated that story. That shit was stupid. That shit was dumb. And like we said, Austin Theory, the overall booking of the women's division, the women's tag team division, somehow got worse. I don't know how. It just somehow got worse. I didn't think it'd get any worse. Somehow got worse.
I know how.
Well, here's the problem. So looking at that 5-match card and everything, the only people who will ever be satisfied with Triple H are Cody, Punk, all the people who are guaranteed matches. Like, I will be on one of these pay-per-views, one of these PLEs. He's going to take care of me. If you're Montez Ford, these are the people who are going to leave you. It's going to be Montez Ford. Motor City Machine Guns, I mean, they're probably getting the bag, so they don't care. But at the same time, like from a creative standpoint, like you said, like as fans, I'm like, yo, bro, why did you do this? Like,
what do you mean?
Motor City Machine Guns just got like played. What was this run? Like, what are they doing?
That was fine. That was fine.
It was perfect.
Honestly,
it was perfectly fine. Yeah. See, and that's the thing too.
There's a bigger story there to tell. Yeah, they're gonna get it back too.
That's another thing too. That like when it comes to like I'm a firm believer, and I know it's hard for us to like. I'm not saying y'all are doing this. I'm just talking about like in general. Because we just watched Roman Reigns do this for such a long time, and the Usos do it for such a long time. But like short title reigns were like that's normal. Like you don't have to have a long one all the time, and you can be fine. Like I know, I get it because with Vince, if somebody had a short reign or got beat relatively quickly, we knew what was happening. Oh, Vince got tired of you. Vince, oh, you're done. Like you're cooked. Vince got bored. But that's not the way it is now. And Motor City Machine Guns win the titles, and they third match. They beat the Bloodline. And I didn't think that was going to happen because I just knew we were getting blood GOD versus Usos. I was like, this is what we signed up for. And it didn't happen. So I'm like, okay. And it's not like they lost. They were protected in it by in kayfabe, an elaborate plan to get DIY to turn heel. Which is fine. That's baby faces should lose to cheating heels who are on the same page. Like in kayfabe. So I think that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think every title reign or guys can be fine if they lose. It's okay. Like I mean, we're seeing it now. Jey Uso and LA Knight, they wasn't winning shit for a minute, and they're still one of the more popular guys. Dom still gets the biggest reactions as a heel, and that nigga never wins. I can't remember the last time he beat Damian Priest. Because it's true. He beat Damian Priest.
People don't want me to say
it. That nigga never wins.
I want to say something too about that New Day thing. This broke my heart to think about it and hear it until someone finally like smartened me up. I was like, oh man, that reaction for New Day. They pumped those boos through the speakers in the arena. I hope people know that. You can hear it. When you go back and listen to the WWE.com version, then find a version of someone who was in the arena. They're different. And you can hear that they turned it up. They're manufacturing the hatred that they want them to get. They still got booed, but they're turning it up so that it's like, oh man, this is amplified. This is like Dominic. And I was just like, oh man, why did someone show me this? Like, I didn't want to see this. Now I know in my heart that I'm like, is it real that you guys are getting these boos, or is it amplified?
To be fair, though, that storyline does have potential. You know what I'm saying? It has potential.
I love it.
But they have to work it right, man. Like, don't fumble this one.
I think the storyline is going to progress to be good. I mean, the New Day, the only thing left for them to do is to have a really generational heel run. I mean, they were heels before, but they turned baby.
Can I ask a quick question? Big E, is he coming back? Like, he has to, right?
I would say probably based off that story, like he instantly can come back. He'll be one of the biggest baby faces to have, just based off the sympathy factor right there. You know,
if I don't see him by the Rumble, I think then I'm like, oh, he just did that because those were his friends.
He's not coming back.
My theory is that he pulled away because it's a wrap. I mean, respectfully, I'm saying it's being genuine. I pray that that's not the case, but I think that brother's done.
Yeah,
I think he did that.
It wouldn't be the Rumble.
Yeah, and I mean, and they always say you go out on your back. So I think that was his way. If that's it, that was his way of going out on his back, because that was like his one.
That's either one of two things. It's either a comeback for him to set up for a big babyface run, or it was kind of like that was pretty much like them leaving him behind because they got to.
I think they left it open ended on purpose, because it is really open ended, because you could go either way. So like even if he's not cleared, if he gets cleared like in like 2 years, like he could still run his back. Like it's still. It's open ended, and I like the way they did it. It was like, if you want to come back, or if he can come back, then he can come back and there's a story. But if he can't, then he went out putting his brothers over. So
right,
yeah.
And when they go in the Hall of Fame, they'll go in the Hall of Fame together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, New Day will turn back to babyface before they're done.
They can stretch out this heel run for them for a long time, honestly, if they want to. Because I mean, just a sympathy factor with E, and they can continue to bring him back for little things too. Maybe like him trying to bring him back together again. They continue to push him down even more down the card and stuff like that. So I think if it was something where they got physical with them, then you would know. But they didn't even touch him. So
yeah, they did. That's what I was waiting for. I was like, if they want to be heels and beat him down, I would have been like, yeah, he's coming back. Yeah, he's back. But no.
Yeah, I don't know if it's one of the situations though. It kind of just. I think it really just depends on obviously when he's healthy and if he's able to do so. I mean, if he's able to do so, then he'll come back. And but even if he doesn't come back, this was a good way for them to kind of, because I was one of the few people. I feel like I was one of the very few people that said Kofi. I don't think Woods is turning on Kofi. I think Kofi is going to turn heel with Woods. Like they're going to do something together as like a heel group. Like they're not turning on each other. The New Day is not one of those groups. Like they've been together for 10 years. I don't see them splitting up just because they're having issues losing or they're having friction. They've been together for so long, bro. Like if they were going to do that, they would have did that years ago. But they planted the seeds like that because that's what they wanted people to believe. So it was smart to do so. But I was like, I don't think Woods is going to turn on Kofi though, man. I think Kofi's going to turn with Woods. And people didn't see it because, well, how does it make sense? Now, I didn't know how they was going to get there. I was like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I kind of thought maybe like they would split up their own ways. Not like fighting, but Woods is like, bro, we can't do this anymore. We got to go our separate ways. And then like Woods would continue to succeed while Kofi was losing. And then Woods would kind of get in Kofi's ear, like, see, you should have listened to me. And I was trying to play the calls right. And you over here, you struggling while I'm over here moving up the card. And then Kofi would kind of realize that he was wrong and then turn heel and stuff like that. I didn't think he was going to do it the way they did, but the way they did it, honestly, was the best way for them to do it, because just based off that instantly, once Kofi, you heard Woods go in on E, but then when Kofi got in on too, then you knew like, oh man, this is getting like, now they double teaming him. Now it's gonna be bad, bro.
Broke my heart, bro. Broke my heart when they started talking like that. I was like, dang, man.
Yo, even not being the biggest Triple H fan, I know, right? Newsflash, but I gotta give him credit. Like the New Day thing was pretty good.
That was pretty good. So, anybody? Okay, so for the people, Mo, I'll let you speak because you haven't spoken at all. I don't think so. Triple H, Booker, overrated or properly rated? How do you feel about it?
I'm not gonna lie. I see a lot of mixed opinions on Triple H. I would honestly call him perfectly rated. I don't think like there's some people that don't criticize a damn thing he does, but then there's the ones that criticize every little thing. That's what I see, at least. Do I think he's a good booker? Yes, but there's some things that are glaring flaws like the tag team division, the women's division. Like, there's certain things that he does that I'm like, okay, that you really shouldn't be fucking up on that. You really like, for example, the tag team titles on Raw, especially. The fact that there's so many good tag teams over there, and how many times have they defended those titles? Twice?
Wait,
Twice now. It was one until that.
What are the tag teams on Raw? Can you remind me? Because I'm blanking.
War Raiders,
other than War Raiders.
Otis and Tozawa.
The Creeds.
Creed's over there.
They have potential.
Yo, don't even get me started on Chad Gable. I'm muting myself.
Those four up top. I mean, Otis and Tozawa.
Those are the ones that featured.
Yeah. This is our, I think.
Otis and Tozawa team.
That's a type of division, and that's your top flow.
It
The Creeds have potential.
Yeah, they need to make
The
some
Creeds
moves.
have well, I mean, I think they are. I mean, this little transfer window. Honestly, we all know it's because it's their excuse, and especially because they have their NIL deal and NIL transfer portals for college and all that. It's their excuse to get Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes to Raw. That's the only reason they're doing this. That's the excuse to get Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes to Raw. That's why Roman Reigns and Solo are having tribal combat in the main event of Monday Night Raw. That's why Cody Rhodes is going to be there with The Rock and Logan Paul. That's what this is for. That's why Gunther is shaking hands with Nick Aldis, because he's going back to run SmackDown again. That's what he's doing, right? Like, SmackDown is now the B show because it's not on Fox anymore. So they're going to take all their top stars and their main championship and shift them to Raw. That's the point of this transfer window.
That does sound like how it's going to go down.
That's
pretty much. It sounds like they're gonna.
Raw's going back to their flagship show.
Yeah, I think they're trying to, especially with Raw being on Netflix, they're making so much bread. You know, like they gotta make Raw their top seed, and they can put, while they have like the Roman Reigns and the Cody Rhodes on Raw for this next run, they'll have Cena be over on SmackDown, so they can kind of balance it through that last run.
Are you sure he's gonna be on SmackDown?
Yeah, Cena
might be on both.
Cena flexible on both. He'll flexible on both.
Yeah,
but
he'll be there for the debut. He'll be there,
especially if Gunther's going to be on SmackDown. He'll be on SmackDown.
Yeah, but Cena will be there for the debut though, because Cena's. I'm pretty sure Netflix is like, oh, this is Cena's last run. Cena at his peak was a Raw guy, so like, bring that nigga back.
That's true.
He'll. So that's why I said I think. I mean, obviously we'll see. I do agree with Mo, because a lot of the people that like never criticize anything he does are also the same ones that criticize everything Tony Khan does, and vice versa. The people who criticize everything Triple H does are the same ones that have no issues with the way Tony Khan bugs. And that's like, unfortunately, I haven't been seeing it as much as of late because I think it's kind of simmered down a bit. But we still have that tribalism. Then we still have that AEW is better than WWE and vice versa. And like I see, even though I love their post, every week I see a post from, I think it's called like Wrestling Republic, and they show how much match time was dedicated to the women on each show between WWE and AEW. And every time I see it, if a WWE show has the least one, all you see in the comments are, see Triple H can't book a women's division. Dynamite got the lowest one. Oh, Tony Khan can't book a women's division. I'm like, so it still happens.
Shit happens, folks.
But like, if we exclude all that out and just look at like the sane ones, I do think there are more Triple H supporters than there are deniers. For sure. It's like, I feel like it's the same problems. I think they all recognize like, yeah, your women's division sucks. But Nate, you said earlier, you don't know how the tag team division got worse from what it was. I know how. Do y'all remember when they brought them tag titles back? Do y'all remember who won?
Oh my God.
Raquel and Aaliyah. Raquel, bro, with the newly formed Damage Control of Io Sky and Dakota Kai.
They beat them.
I'll never understand why.
They beat
I'll
them.
never understand why he did that. Yes, bro.
In the finals for Raquel and Aaliyah.
Damage Control is one of
They'll
the
never see this coming. They'll never see this one, guys.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, guys. C+, C-.
And then Dakota
Man, respect
and
my
Io
boy Triple H.
won
man.
the tag titles finally. Do you know who they lost to?
Then it looks like Charlotte or Asuka
and Alexa Bliss to then get them back.
Just to win him back. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hashtag credit boys. You know, when their names pop up in the credits, even though there's no writers in the room. I just, like I said, man, I got a lot of beef with some of the stuff. Like, and you brought up the AEW thing. I'll bring it up a little bit. Like, when I see certain things like that transfer portal, or excuse me, the what is it called? The WWID. Sorry, that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh,
where they're signing these indie wrestlers, and now all these indie shows, there's crying. Here comes the folder. Oh, it's a promise ring, bro. Like, what does that really mean? They're just holding you down and giving you some low money for that company, and they're like, "Don't sign over there. This is what we're doing." It's a game. Like, I want people to think. Like me and Sean every week, I always tell people, I'm just trying to educate you. Think for a second independently. WWE has always done this. They did it to Jim Crockett Promotions, and in 1989, you can go back and look. Tell me what show sounds better to you. Do you want to watch The Great Muta versus like Ric Flair, Sting, Terry Funk, and all these guys in the main event? I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. Or do you want to watch Macho Man and Zeus and Debo? Ooh, yeah. Like, no offense, man, but I know what show was booked better, but guess which one drew more money? It's because of this nostalgia for WWE that people have, and they can do no wrong, and they just get on this stuff. And I'm like, I like it too, guys. I grew up with it. But at what point are you going to be like, dude, come on, like you're trying to hold people down, and I'm not with that. Like, I want more wrestling companies. If there was no AEW, we wouldn't be getting this. Like, I just want people to think about that for a second.
That's facts.
Like, I don't disagree, but also I'm like I hear you about like you want more wrestling companies, but at the end of the day, more wrestling companies means more competition. And even though competition creatively can drive the best out of people, it's still competition in their minds. And yeah, they can be the most creative or the worst creative crop of storytellers in the world. At the end of the day, though, you start getting that more competition. That's even though WWE, I think we can all acknowledge, is never going to go anywhere.
No.
Realistically, though, if AEW, right, because AEW was on a trajectory, especially when Vince was still here, it was never going to overtake WWE, but it was going to be almost its equal. It was almost going to be its equal. I think it changed once Triple H took over, because then people were like, oh, I have more faith in the other one now. But there was a point, that 2021, 2022 AEW, where they had the Adam Cole and the Bryan Danielson.
It was cooking.
They was on the way to being their equal. They were on their way to being their equal. At the end of the day, though, like, competition is competition. I'm firmly in the mindset, like, however you can attract your most money, you attract your most money. Business-wise, though. Business-wise, I know it might suck for like other people who like maybe want opportunity. I'm all for like everybody getting an opportunity. But if we just speak from a business sense, you know what I mean? Like,
did Stephanie McMahon need to send an email about why is MLW appearing on one of your like branch networks off of our networks though? Like, did you really have to end MLW getting a TV deal? Like, that's not even necessary.
I mean,
I heard about that.
I did hear about it. I don't know all the details, so I can't really comment an opinion on it. But the only thing I'll say is this: like, it depends on what the contract was. You know what I mean? Like, if she emailed it because it specifically says in the contract. I don't know. That's what I'm saying, because I know like WWE, the way
it cost them 20. It cost them 20 mil.
What cost them 20 mil?
That email cost them, because it's monopoly antitrust lawsuits. Like, you can't do stuff like that. That's illegal.
Oh, that's when MLW sued.
That's how they sued him. That's how I know about it now, because court documents are out there. But like that, why did you need to do that? MLW is not going to hurt you. I promise you.
At all.
I promise you. Why did you do
that? Especially now, they're not.
Yeah.
When you're the undisputed best, right? And as much as I hate on WWE, I'd be foolish to say that WWE is not the best, right? When you're the best, you don't need when you're a rocket ship, you don't need to squash a Volvo. Like, you don't need to put your finger and like squash down. Like, it's like this. It's not necessary. Like, controversy creates cash, and so does competition.
Facts.
It's like the NBA being worried about somebody else. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Like, yeah, Sean Hubbard,
like the ABA's
his own basketball league. Like, who cares? Let me live. I'm gonna make $15 while you're making $15 million.
Right.
Different varieties. So we talk about Triple H. Okay, so the top the thing that went big last week was Triple H, just the wrestler. So he was talking.
Yeah, I'm here to defend him. I'm here to defend him today.
We weren't talking about the Booker last week. So just to get on topic, to shout out to Jade. Jade, we did a little quiz last week just to kind of everybody in the pod had their own topic about their own personal like stuff, and Jade put one together of his personal 30 wrestlers all time, just who he thought the 30 wrestlers, just not even WWE, just in general, all time were, right? He didn't have Triple H on there, and he had Kofi Kingston on there, and it was a big debate about, you know, this a big conversation about.
Wait, he said Kofi Kingston
just
was
asinine.
there?
Yeah, Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Kingston was on the list. Triple H was not.
Kofi Kingston was on.
I love it.
That's wild.
We had to guess.
That was asinine.
I didn't know it was like that.
We had to throw out names of people like that were on the list, so we threw out names. And Lewis, of course, like we were like, of course you think Triple H on there. So knocked off Triple H. And like, well, Triple H on there. So we were like, what? And then as the list got deeper, we didn't guess Kofi Kingston. So of course he just revealed the answer. We were like, okay, we need explanations for this. And then what the clip that you saw was what he explained basically about why he felt Triple H was overrated. About he always felt that one, Triple H had matches that dragged out very long, that didn't need to drag out long.
True.
Two, he worked with people that were either made him look good, or he worked with people that basically could fit around his style, whatever, to make him look good.
True.
And then of course the being married to Stephanie aspect of being a part of that blood.
True.
Of that blood.
Kind of a big deal.
So we'll dive into it. Mo was here last week. Nate wasn't here last week, and some other people were here last week. So we'll dive into that aspect. I'll go first and basically say, because we didn't debate too much about it. I kind of just let him talk and kind of just let him give his 2 cents.
Shook your head a bunch.
So he was talking just the 30 wrestlers all time. And 30 wrestlers all time, you could debate because you're not just talking about WWE. You're talking about WCW. You're talking about NWA. You're talking about just New Japan. You're talking about all of wrestling, right?
All Japan.
Well, I guess it depends on what you watch, right? Depending on what you watch and what you know. And he added women too. So there were women in there, not just as a men. So he included some women as part of it as well. Now, to me, I understand how some people feel about Triple H being married to Stephanie and stuff like that, getting opportunities that maybe you wouldn't have got, but it's really up in the air because nobody will ever really know, right? Because what happened is what happened.
14 times.
14 world titles. Maybe he wouldn't have 14 world titles. Who knows? Nobody knows, right? But then again, you know, maybe Randy Orton would have 14 world titles if his last name wasn't Orton.
Oh my God! I was just thinking that. That
could apply for a lot of reasons. So
I can't wait to.
I think that logic to me has to apply with everybody. That energy has to be applied with everybody because, yes, Triple H was married to Stephanie, and that may have opened more opportunities for him. Nobody can deny that. But you could also say the same thing for a lot of wrestlers who are related to wrestlers who were able to get them access into the business way easier than other people, but were able to prove their worth. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was a little bit easier for a Charlotte Flair, a Randy Orton, you know, like everybody in the bloodline to be able to get into the WWE a lot easier because of who they're related to, right? Nobody can deny that. But eventually, you have to prove your worth because there've been a lot of people who've come up who were related to people that didn't turn out to be really good because they didn't have it or they just weren't good. And then there were certain people who were able to prove their worth because they turned out to be really good. Now, I do feel like his matches can drag out extremely long, especially the WrestleMania matches. They can drag out or more than they really need to, right? But I always felt, I don't know what you guys define overrated because I always felt Triple H was properly rated. I don't ever hear nobody putting him in top 5 or GOAT conversations, at least not to me. I don't ever hear nobody as just a wrestler put him in those conversations just personally because I don't put him in the top 5. I don't put him on the Mount Rushmore. I think he's one of the best heels ever. I think if we're talking just WWE wise, he is a top 10 wrestler all time, just WWE wise, career wise, and everything. Sure. Like he is a top 10 WWE wrestler. Yep. Talking just all of wrestling, then that's a different topic because you have to include other factors that lay into it. You're not just talking about WWE, right? So that's a different topic for a different conversation. But I feel like Triple H gets taxed for some things that are understandable, but some things that are very unnecessary too. It has to be like, okay, at the end of the day, we get who he was married to, but Triple H was still good at the end of the day. He was still very good, actually, at the end of the day. So we know who he was married to and what happened, but nobody knows if he would have won. We don't know if he would have won 14 world titles.
Here's the thing.
Maybe he would have won 6 titles if he wasn't married to Steph. Maybe he won 5.
Bro, Triple H was already a WWF champion before the storyline with Stephanie even started. He was already a main eventer before that. And if we look at the year 2000, it was him and Rock carrying what is arguably the greatest creative year WWE ever had because he was that damn good of a heel. He was the best wrestler heel of the Attitude Era. I will stand on that. He was the best outside of Vince. He was the best heel of the Attitude Era. The amount of things Triple H has done in his career. If you want to tax him for nepotism, we got to tax everybody for nepotism because there's nepotism in everything, right? The amount of big moments, big matches, big storyline. Some of the biggest stars have been made because of Triple H. If you look at Batista. If you look at John Cena, WrestleMania 22, like he has done a lot to help. Yeah, he has his bad moments. The Reign of Terror, don't get me started on that. That was terrible. But a lot of his career, there's a lot of positives that outweigh the negatives, in my opinion.
And I feel like before anybody speaks, I mean, there's every top wrestler you can name to always has good and bad moments. Hulk Hogan, Cena, Austin, Triple H, Undertaker, like everybody has their bad moments. Roman Reigns, everybody has their bad moments where they've won matches maybe they shouldn't have won, or buried somebody that you felt got buried because of certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like we always will never forgive Triple H beating Booker T at WrestleMania, right? That was one of the dumbest things they could have ever did, right? Like how you have Booker T lose at WrestleMania and a storyline that was a little iffy and going into that WrestleMania.
Yeah, word.
But would have been justified if Booker T had won. And then he pedigrees Triple H and took 27 seconds to pin the man and still didn't kick out, right? So it's justifiable reasons for that when you look back and like, man. And then, of course, you're talking about the Reign of Terror, which was through the Resurrection Era during Evolution when he would win the title. I talked about it before, but there was a storyline where they had this man, they had him relinquish the championship because he was in a triple threat with Edge and Benoit, right? And he got pinned or he tapped out. It was both, something like that. Or Benoit and Edge pinned and tapped out each other at the same time. So Triple H wasn't involved in the decision. So they were like, what are we going to do with the world title? Triple H lost it, but was it to Benoit? Was it to Edge? We don't know what to do with it. So they strip him of the world title because they can't come up with the winner to create the Elimination Chamber match only for him to win the title back after they took it from him. So like, why'd you just take it? Why'd you take it off of him just to give it back to him? You could have just kept it on him through the entire story. You made this stat pattern. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just gave him another reign that he didn't need under his resume, right? Yep. But I feel like when you talk about Triple H, and to me also, when you talk about the people that he worked with and the people, like, people always say, well, Triple H was never the top guy. He was the guy who worked with the top guys, which necessarily isn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? He was never really the real guy as far as the face.
But you need that.
Never the top guy, but he played his role, I think, very well. I think he has very good matches throughout his run. Granted, most of those matches are the ones with stipulations. I will say that, them Hell in a Cells and them street fights. But that was just his genre, though. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has different styles. You know, you go back and watch a Mick Foley match. Most of his matches are going to be hardcore matches or something that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, those are his best matches. Triple H thrived more in matches that had stipulations that added to it, where he can bleed and do more things with it. You know, and I feel like the people that he worked with were top guys, but everybody has to play a part to make something great. You talk about a storyline, you talk about a match, and I think Triple H always was able to hold up his own when he was in feuds, especially the big ones with the Austin, Rock, and Taker and stuff like that, Shawn Michaels, to play his part the way he did. I never personally looked at Triple H as the guy. Like, when I was watching WWE, you could just, who certain people are guys and certain people who are top guys, but they're not the guy. When I was growing up, it was always John Cena. Even when he wasn't the champion, you knew it was John Cena. Like, it's him. And then you have other top guys around him. You have Triple H, you have Taker, other guys, other legends who are there, but they're not labeled as the face, right? I never thought or looked at Triple H as the face. Now, maybe some people do. That's their criteria, but I don't know. I feel like the word overrated gets overused a lot, especially in wrestling. People overuse that term a lot when it comes to a lot of things, whether it's a story. You hear it now with Cody Rhodes, it's overrated. And they thought Roman Reigns was overrated when he was champion. It's like, what do you guys want? You thought Roman Reigns was overrated, and you got Cody Rhodes. Now Cody Rhodes is overrated. Everything's not overrated just because you don't like it. If you don't like it, that's fine. But just because you don't like it doesn't make it overrated. Now whoever wants to go, no matter.
Take it.
Whoever wants to chime in. G, did you have something you want to say?
I was just gonna ask, if I'm not mistaken, and because my timeline be fuzzy when it comes to this, was he not before they took it away from him? Was he not supposed to be the King of the Ring?
He was.
Yeah.
Well,
When
the-
Austin
the
won it,
year-
yeah.
No. But before,
No, yeah, the year Stone Cold won it. That was
It was supposed to be
and then
Triple
the
H.
curtain call happened, and then he got punished for it. And then
yeah,
they-
but that was before Stephanie McMahon, right?
Way
Yes.
before.
Yeah, that was,
okay.
that was in the mid '90s.
So like, there was already plans for him to be pushed before, because I feel like this will be the only thing I say. I feel like when people talk about, oh, well, he wouldn't have got this opportunity if it wasn't for Stephanie. Like he wasn't getting pushed.
He was
before
WWF champion before they got
Stephanie.
together.
Like he wasn't getting pushed before Stephanie. You know what I mean? Like that's my only thing. They always talk like the only reason. It's like he got with Stephanie. Now all of a sudden he get pushed to this level. Like no,
But he's always been taxed throughout his whole career. Not the Stephanie stuff, but the people that he was hanging with too, because he was in the clique. You know what I mean? So back then,
I will give him that. I'll give him that backstage politicking like a motherfucker.
It's the backstage
I will give them
politics
that.
about-
I will give them that. He backstage politic like a motherfucker. I will always tax him for that.
they always tax him because he was basically the position that he's in. He was always politicking his way to get to that position. Like he was thinking he wasn't the guy. If you go back and look at the click stories with Nash, Hall, and him and Pac, like he's the only guy that didn't do drugs, that didn't drink. He didn't do any of that stuff. He was the straight guy. Like he was the guy that was focused on like the bigger pictures. Like I'm trying to get here. Like y'all worried about this stuff. I'm trying to get over here because I'm trying to be the world champion. I'm trying to, do this and that. So,
And
but
he was
then
the one that was punished too.
and he was the one that was punished, but he kind of had to at the time because he wasn't a main man. Shawn Michaels was the world champion. They're not going to punish him, and the Scott Hall and Kevin Nash left. So who else are they going to punish? He was still Hunter Hearst Helmsley then. You know what I mean? So of course he was going to be the guy to get punished, but people always do tax him too because of the backstage politics. Before he was even married to Stephanie, he was always cool within the clique. You know what I'm saying? Like he was always cool with the top guys who had the stroke and the power, and then he's learning from these people like, oh, this is how you can play the game. Okay, well, this is how you can, no pun intended, this is how you can do things. Oh, okay, guys, I see how this works. Let me take some notes and take some stuff down. And then as he became bigger, then people felt like he was, abusing things that he shouldn't have been doing at that time. So just to break that down, Gene, because you didn't, that's part of the Triple H tax too, a part of it. So Nate, I'll let you go because you weren't here last week. So I'll let you speak on that first, and then we'll get to Kyra and Sean. You guys can talk about it.
I'm gonna try to keep it brief. I always thought he was not to the extent of Jade in probably these two, but I always thought he was slightly overrated. I always felt his matches were good, but like I said, stipulation and drag like a motherfucker. Especially if he was working with someone like one of his buddies, always dragged. And I was like, all right, man, we get the fucking point. We get it. This is your cerebral assassin. You're the smartest wrestler alive. We get it, bro. We get it. You're calculating. Promos, I always thought he was a great promo, even though some of his promos dragged. I do believe he dragged in that era when he would come out, Raw would start, he'd come out. It happened in the Attitude Era, and it happened in 2015 with the Authority. Come out, and even Rock would say it. He would say absolutely nothing for 20 minutes. We get it, bro. Get to the fucking point. Just say what you got to say. Let someone else talk and leave. I don't think he's super overrated. I don't think he's top 10 in WWE all time. I think top 10 is way too high. I give him 15, maybe 20.
In
yes.
WWE all time, overall package.
Yes.
Or what do you mean?
Overall, I think there's 10 best wrestlers better than Triple H, for sure. I'm putting Roman over Triple H. I'm putting Roman over Triple H. I'm putting Seth Rollins over Triple H. I'm putting Brock Lesnar over Triple H. I'm putting Randy Orton over. I'm putting John Cena over Triple H. Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker. Putting them under Triple H. I'm putting a lot of top guys over Triple H. I think Seth Rollins is better than Triple H.
Lost me on Brock.
Accomplishments wise, that 2002 to 2003 run, that despite the shit he did after the streak, despite what he did after the streak, niggas still accomplished as a motherfucker was the final boss. Better final boss than Triple H. My ad. That reign of terror was fucking trash.
Yeah.
So
right.
Lesnar is debatable. I would say that.
Yeah,
I think Lesnar's top 10 all time, to be honest.
No,
because
Lesnar not
I'm
top 10
okay
all
with
time.
that.
I mean,
you have to give him. You have to include that first run of his, which was fucking insane.
First run was
Never-
crazy.
Incredible.
It's crazy.
when we haven't seen anything like that since. When does a guy just come in with no wrestling experience prior? He came in OVW, then he got called up, and immediately, his first year, beat the fucking Rock. Like no one's coming in and beating like Braun Breaker didn't beat Roman Reigns in his first year. Like they still building him up. Like that's the closest thing we have. Literally, the closest thing we have to that is a Braun Breaker, and he's just won the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah,
he hasn't even won the World.
They're taking small steps with him. Yeah,
yeah, they're taking small steps with him. So like I will always give Brock that. Top 15, I'll give if you have Triple H, top 15. Yes. Seth Rollins is a better promo, better in-ring worker, I wouldn't say in-ring psychology, but his matches didn't drag. Like the only Seth Rollins match that dragged was the one he had with Triple H.
Triple H, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like so I think Seth Rollins overall is better. Only thing I'll give him is psychology. And only thing I would give Triple H in-ring psychology. That's literally it.
I mean we disagree on promo, but I feel you.
Yeah, promo, I disagree. Yeah.
I don't think Seth doesn't drag though. That's the thing, bro. Like I've never seen a Seth Rollins promo, but I'm like, dude, get to the fucking point.
Okay, I'm curious. I want. Okay, name your top 10 WWE superstars that you're putting above Triple H. Just your top 10.
Unbiased. Obviously, John Cena, Undertaker, Stone Cold, Rock, Roman Reigns. Like I said, Seth Rollins, putting Seth over him. I'm putting Hulk Hogan over him. We have to. We have to.
You have to.
We don't count him. I was gonna say Rick, but we don't count him. Let me see.
Who?
Ric Flair. We don't count Ric Flair because
not in WWE. No.
Yeah, not in WWE. We don't count him. Let me see. Who else was around him?
You said Brock.
You said Brock.
You said Brock.
Yes, Brock. Absolutely, Brock. Yes, I'm putting Brock over him.
Oh, I'm assuming you have Edge over him, right?
HBK, Bret Hart.
HBK. There we go.
You gotta have Edge over him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sean. Yeah.
Oh, Sean and Edge.
Absolutely.
So like 8 of those names, I'm not really tripping about.
I'm not gonna lie. I can hear Edge. I
can agree with Edge. Kurt Angle. Oh my God, Kurt Angle. I'm putting Kurt Angle over Triple H.
In WWE?
No,
I can't put him.
Yes. Yes.
Can't do
Much better matches. Much better matches.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Much better. Not much better, but I think his character work is better than Triple H's just because he was able to play the dork and he was able to play the wrestling machine. I think he has better range than Triple H. Like I said, the promos, you can give Triple H over it. In-ring psychology, they're probably on the same level.
Okay.
All right.
I think Kurt Angle's a better talent. I'll give you that.
No, Kurt Angle is incredible.
Absolutely.
Kurt Angle's on my top 5 favorites of all time. So I mean, Kurt Angle is
Kurt got it, bro.
incredible, man. He was one of my all-time favorites. I started watching TNA because of Kurt Angle. Like I didn't pay much attention to it, but once Kurt Angle was so big to me, like when I found out he was there, I'm like, oh well, this got to be important now because Kurt Angle, he ain't going there if it ain't something. So that's how I got put on to Samoa Joe. I didn't know these people worked for that. Like I wouldn't pay attention to that stuff before that, and then watching all that stuff, I'm like, oh, TNA cook, bro. They got a good product over here. So he brought us some good points. Sean, I'll let you go first, and then Conrad, I'll let you go. I'm gonna let you go last because your camera continues to lag. So I'm gonna let Conrad go first, and then Sean go first, and then I'll let you go afterwards.
Triple H hacking the string. That's why.
Yeah.
So if you guys notice, as demonstrative and outlandish as I've been throughout most of the show, I've been extremely quiet over the past 10 minutes because this is very serious to me. I appreciate you guys having me here. You can tell by my current verbiage.
And also, when you're done, I want to hear I want to hear your top 10 or 15. How many wrestlers you think are better than Triple H? WWE wise, whenever you're done.
All right, I appreciate you. So Triple H is not a top 10 performer in WWE history. That is just factually inaccurate. To the points that you guys are smart. You guys make good points, but the thing that you guys are missing when it comes to the nepotism conversation is that there's levels to this. Yes, Randy Orton, his father. Yes, Charlotte Flair, her father. The list goes on and on. Yes, the bloodline, their uncles, their father, their cousins. I get that. There's a difference between that and being married to the daughter of the owner of the company. Please, before, and I'm being very genuine, my brother. Before you challenge me on this, I challenge you guys to simply just internalize and think about what I'm saying. Are we really going to compare the fact that Randy Orton's dad, with all due respect, is Cowboy Bob Orton, and the fact that Triple H married Vince McMahon's daughter as it relates to comparable nepotism? Are we really going to do that? I'll let you guys wait. I'll let you guys think on that for a minute as I go into my top 10. Stone Cold Steve Austin is better than Triple H. Hulk Hogan is better than Triple H. The Rock is better than Triple H. John Cena is better than Triple H. Roman Reigns is better than Triple H. Randy Macho Man Savage is better than Triple H. Shawn Michaels is the greatest professional wrestler, in my opinion, of all time. Bret the Hitman Hart is better than Triple H. Bruno Sammartino is better than Triple H. Andre the Giant is better than Triple H. Kurt Angle is better than Triple H.
Yes. Yeah.
Andre? Oh,
Andre's crazy.
Hold on.
Andre is crazy.
So I've named 11 guys. Randy Orton is better than Triple H. That's about 14 guys that I've named, and about 3 of them might be debatable. The other 11, not even close to debatable. So my point in saying all that is, and I'm being as genuine with you young fellas as possible. Let the OG talk to y'all for a minute, man. There are levels. Do not, please, I beg of you, gentlemen, do not compare the fact that Roman Reigns' uncles or dad, or the fact that Cowboy Bob Orton is Randy Orton's father. Do not put that in the same category of nepotism as you marrying the boss's daughter. God bless and good night.
Can I just add one little quick comment?
Damn.
Just one little quick comment, because some of them
you feel lighter, bro,
that were better than Triple H.
Just saying.
That was an immaculate.
But here's my thing though, right? Is it really nepotism though if the boss is the one putting her on?
He did.
Out of Vince's mouth. Out of Vince's mouth. He the one that was setting him up, telling Stephanie, Stephanie at first didn't want to get with Triple H. Vince was like, hey, you need a guy like Triple H. So technically, it's not like Triple H married Stephanie to get up in there. The boss was literally, hey, go ahead, get with this man, Triple H.
Tap in.
So is it really nepotism if the boss putting him on?
Tap in is crazy.
Hey, and this is out of Vince's mouth.
Let me respond to your response.
Put you on low, bro.
At the end of the day, that may or may not be true, and I've heard that as well. But at the end of the day, however they got to the altar, he still married the boss's daughter, and that is not comparable. That is not comparable to the fact that Cowboy Bob Orton is my dad. It's not even in the same ballpark.
You're right.
Yeah, because you don't get into college. You don't get into college by marrying somebody. You get into college like there's not a program where like if you're married to this person, you can get into this school. It's like you're born. If this person is your father or your mother, or whatever, you can get into the school. So I see his point.
I get you, but also too, he was a main eventer and getting pushed before that.
And that is my last point. And that is my last point. I'll make it brief.
Okay.
Yes, Triple H was the World Wrestling Federation champion in 1999. No argument there, and he deserved it in 1999. Matter of fact, he deserved it the night before he got it because he should have won at SummerSlam. So let me say that right here and there. No question about that. But again, there's levels to this, gentlemen. 14 times.
Yeah, it's
14 times. Do we really believe that Paul Levesque would have been world champion 14 times if he wasn't in the McMahon family? Are we really going to say that right now?
Because a lot of those reigns were hot potato, though.
I was going to say the Attitude Era, it was like...
A lot of the reigns were hot
you're
potato.
not lying about
Okay,
that.
let me be more specific. Does Triple H win, help me out, somebody, the 2015 2015 Royal 2016 Royal
16.
Rumble and become champion? If he really, are we really?
That was
That's
unnecessary,
so
but that was the story.
disgusting.
Yeah, that was the story they were trying to tell.
I think
It was kind of obvious.
I mean, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
He didn't need to win it.
That whole story with the Authority literally wouldn't happen if he didn't marry the boss's daughter. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just get that out the way. That Authority angle would not have existed.
Right.
Which, give or take from his legacy as you will with that. I'm gonna leave you there with that. Give or take for that legacy as you will.
That, I mean, I'm done. I think my point is strong, but I understand both sides. But
So name once again before we
Yeah, no problem.
run the Conrad. Because you named a lot of wrestlers, you said some were debatable. Name the ones that you think for sure, no doubt in your mind, are better than
no doubt, without
not the debatable ones, not the one
with
that
no
like the ones.
equivocation, with no equivocation, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan. I do ever just bear with me because I like to make sure I'm accurate. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, Rock, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Undertaker. Bear with me. Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart, Bruno Sammartino. Do your homework, guys.
I mean,
Macho Man Randy Savage is definitively better. I believe Kurt Angle to be definitively better. Roddy Piper, not so much. Edge, not so much. I think Randy Orton is better. I think that Andre the Giant is better.
Wait.
I can't.
You think
Andre's
Andre
the
the
one
Giant
you
is
lose me completely.
definitively better, but not
Someone please tag me in so I can explain the Andre the Giant.
I think it's a better attraction.
Impact
Obviously
wise,
better
I'll give him
attraction.
that, but that's it.
No, Andre the Giant is one of the most recognizable wrestlers of all time. My mother knows that I watch wrestling. She knows that I love wrestling. Before, when I was a little kid, my mom knew like 3 wrestlers probably. She could tell you if she sees them. Hulk Hogan, and one is Andre the Giant. Do you know why? He's one of the most recognizable faces of people back in the day. And he was the draw. My mom said my 2 favorite things. She said when I watched wrestling when I was little, my favorite things were Andre the Giant. And I can't say the other word because I don't think it's socially acceptable anymore. But the people who King Kong Bundy squashed at WrestleMania. I'm going to leave it at that. but my mom, and she doesn't watch wrestling. She doesn't get it. She couldn't tell you what a monkey flip was. But you get what I'm saying? She knows who Andre the Giant is. He's a big deal. She bought the action. She's like, this is so cool. They got an action figure of Andre the Giant. Here, play with it. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's dope. Andre the Giant is a big deal to pro wrestling, and he traveled from territory to territory, and he made them money. It was guaranteed. Andre is going to bring you bank, and you have your whoever the guy is to defeat Andre, beat him. This is why Big Show and all them, with all due respect, this is why they get crushed in booking now, because you need to have someone who's going to conquer the Giant. But when you're stuck in one company, you can't revitalize yourself. You can't go and then be the new dominant person somewhere else.
And I'm going to say this, and there's one more name that I admit up front that is somewhat controversial, somewhat flip-floppy. I ask you guys to delve into your minds and think about it just like I actually think about the nepotism argument. Chris Jericho.
Okay.
Oh, that's not that bad of a name.
It's
Actually.
not bad.
Not mad at that.
Especially if we're talking all wrestling. If you're talking like all around, like
all of wrestling, Triple H falls outside my top 10 too.
So that's my argument, guys.
But just WWE.
But I named 10 guys that are better. I named 10 guys that were better in the annals of WWE than Triple H.
Hey, you said
some of those, some of those I can't get.
I'm not gonna lie. You said Andre, which
I get Andre was a big draw.
Andre, all of wrestling, yes.
You said Bret.
Hey, I want to say something real quick. I'm always the one fighting for Bret on this show. I'm glad to see it got somebody. Let's go.
Brett's not better than Triple H, really?
I don't have Bret over Triple H.
Ask Bret. Ask Bret what he thinks.
In ring, yeah.
In ring,
clear.
In ring, absolutely. That's where it stops.
But everything else.
Brett
will. Triple H wasn't even the best guy in his own group.
I mean, that's Shawn Michaels, though. Nobody's better than him.
Bret Hart is one of the top people to cook Triple H. If you ever ask about him, he was like, I will cook this man right now and tell you what I think of him.
Couldn't do it in a promo, but anyway.
Word.
Hey, yeah, I'll say that too.
But I would do it in a promo. 19 more minutes of this, Bret.
Okay. Anyway.
And that 19 more minutes of that would cook Bret in a promo. I'm telling you.
No, not without Rikishi in the car, it wouldn't. Triple H latches onto a lot of people too, and he also tears a lot of people down. So I'm gonna try and talk about stuff we didn't talk about because I already feel the same way about the 14 title reigns you got with Stephanie. So R.I.P. to China too, who was affected by all of this. No one ever thinks about he's a slime ball. And shout out to Shawn Michaels and them for getting him into those rooms, because what they did was they pretended to be a little mini union for themselves. And Triple H is up there making people like Bam Bam Bigelow upset. People who the new generation fans probably are like, oh, they're gone. It doesn't matter. They were just fighting for themselves. So that's how he got into the room. He was just sitting there listening. But should Triple H have been in the room still? And how do I want to put this? When people get punished in WWE, can someone give me another punishment thing that you could think of that happened in the company? Just a random name that's not Triple H.
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin. Did Baron Corbin ever recover from what happened to him?
No.
Titus O'Neil grabbing Vince's arm.
Keep naming them off. Chris Masters.
I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with. I mean,
Paul London.
Oh no! I'm about to show you what it has to do with it. Triple H got. Oh, he served his little punishment, and then he was right back on top with Shawn. We're hanging again. Crotch chopping. Like, how did he get out of this? What made this okay for you to be like, oh, okay, Shawn probably went to bat.
Are you talking about the curtain call?
I'm just talking about DX. Yeah. Like, he got in trouble for a year. He still got to be king of the ring. He still got to be the world champion eventually. Listen, during the Attitude Era, here's the difference. He got to marry Stephanie, but guess what? You ain't bigger than Rock. You ain't bigger than Stone Cold. And Undertaker still runs this locker room. He had people who could check him. Later on is when it became the problem. That reign of terror. Oh, Randy Orton's the new guy. I pick him. Oh, he's safe. He's safe. Randy Orton screwed up so many times he should have been gone. Imagine if Carlito trashed hotel rooms. Imagine if CM Punk trashed a hotel room when he in 08. Gone instantly. He buried Chris Masters because he failed a drug test and he came back. Is it how to lose weight in 30 days? Why did you need to say that, bro? Why did that even need to be said? He's backstage with Jeff Hardy. I'm thinking about giving the title to Jeff Hardy. Why, Vince? And Hunter may have been right about it at the end of the day, but why did you need to say it? You're not in a position to even talk about this. Why are you here, bro? Like, that's what people wanted to say to him. Why are you in here ruining people's careers? He would get scripts. They would say, yeah, Shelton Benjamin's going over. No, I'm going over. And he would rip up scripts. Like, writers have said he's done this. Like, that is hot. Oh, he didn't do this? I'm lying.
No, but John Cena did it too.
I was about to say,
Sean, we're the
because if we're doing
that's my goat.
Tax John Cena, drop him down for what he did to the Nexus. And Alex Wright.
That was done.
That's a sin. That's a sin.
Hulk Hogan down for what he did to.
Oh my God. Always.
WCW. Drop Randy Orton down for what he did to Kofi Kingston.
Sean, do they not know us? Do you not watch us? Come over on Mondays. We talk about all this.
Who was y'all goat then? If we taxing everybody, who y'all go?
What of all time?
Sean.
I think it depends on what we're talking about. Shawn Michaels is wild too.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah, Sean was the wild.
What I'm saying is you have to speak on it though. Listen, CM Punk's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Malik will tell you, but guess what? CM Punk's a politician. I don't care what anybody says, what anyone will tell you. CM Punk's back there politicking too. All right. Now, I don't. All this stuff doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Triple H could have helped people, and I want you to think about this. Who has he helped? Honestly, in your head, like in the later years. I know you could go to Orton and Batista. Great, you were in Evolution. They got to do their little cosplay Four Horsemen with Ric Flair. And I'm not even trying to get mad and crap on Evolution because I thought it was a good idea. But he got that spot because he's Triple H. He was like, no, give me Flair. I'll take good care of him. I'll hang out with him. He got to live out his fantasy as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Mm-hmm. He probably fought for that. But what did he really do for others? Bro, he doesn't even give Mick Foley the proper respect that he should.
Bryan.
The Shield, Daniel Bryan.
Daniel
Bryan.
He wasn't in favor of the Daniel Bryan situation.
No.
He put him over.
He still put him over.
He wanted to be on the card.
And one of the greatest openers in WrestleMania history.
I thought you gentlemen were at least there. No, you don't do that. Don't. It's common knowledge he wasn't in favor of that. It's common.
But he still put him over. Who cares? He put him over.
I care because he gave him a hard time about it. That's why I care.
If y'all saying he got the pull,
he was against the Bryan stuff.
He could have easily.
He was against Bryan winning at WrestleMania.
Wait a minute. He just said the pull that he does. So if he has the pull that he does, I went to a show, Night of Champions in Buffalo, New York. CM Punk, hottest T-shirt I've ever seen. Guess what happened? I sat there and I was like, "Yo, there's no way Vince and them screw this up, bro. This man is printing money. Triple H ain't winning this match." Kevin Nash comes out out and power bombs you, and then
I'll give you that
pedigree.
I'll give you the same.
And he said, and afterwards,
Punk said,
"What happened there, bro?" He was like, "I tried to talk to the old man, but he wouldn't let me." So John Cena can change Vince McMahon's mind, but when you're eating dinner with him, kid, he just said no. He didn't think you had what it takes anymore.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Triple H.
Vince
never,
does pick and choose.
I'm not saying Triple H has never done that at all. I agree with y'all, but you asked who he's helped, and he's definitely helped people.
I think it's a stretch. I think it's a stretch to say that he helped Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, the Shield, I can see that because Seth's this guy.
He literally put him over.
Okay.
At the end of the day, he literally put him over.
He came around. He came around to doing the right thing, but that means he helped Daniel Bryan.
Sean, he wanted his WrestleMania match that he lost because it walked out 2 months before. And he was probably about to do it again.
But he won he still put him over at WrestleMania, and he added to the story.
Okay.
So he did help him.
If you want to go that,
It don't matter if he was fucking kicking and screaming before he even got through the curtain. The thing is, he put that motherfucker over. You can tax. Let's fucking tax Shawn then, because he didn't want to put fucking
what he did. The Bulldog,
bro. Literally, Undertaker had to say, "I'm gonna beat." He basically looked at him and said, "I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't put Stone Cold over." So we're gonna have to. Nigga was kicking and screaming before he fucking got in the curtain. But hey, he put Stone Cold over.
My point is that Triple H is always kicking and screaming. What I'm trying to figure out is why.
I agree.
Why does this dude continually have? Obviously, he's the boss now, but why does this dude continually have a problem with everything that doesn't benefit him? In that particular case, he came around and did the right thing for Daniel Bryan. But there's many times he just continues to not do the right thing.
RBD.
He continues to fight and say, "No, it should be me and me. Why can't I win? I need to win. I don't think he's the guy. Why do you think he's the guy? That John Cena, I don't think he has what it takes." Suck it, man. You always got something to say. Would you shut the hell up?
That's every top guy ever. That's especially Hulk Hogan. Especially Hulk Hogan.
But I'm with you. We're not just saying, we're talking about Triple H. There's many guys who have done it.
We could go in on everybody if we wanted to.
Let's call a spade, guys.
But what I'm saying is,
Triple H is a jerk. He's a freaking jerk.
Okay, so my point to this is, why are we only taxing Triple H though? For this?
We're talking about him, bro.
We're talking
because he's married to Stephanie, bro.
The Stephanie thing makes a difference.
The Stephanie thing is your problem. Okay.
You still don't think the Stephanie?
No, I do. Oh, I definitely do. I don't think
nobody's not saying that it makes a difference. I'm just saying he gets taxed more because of that. I'm answering most questions. He gets taxed more because of that reason. Because
Undertaker told him when they found out that he was dating her, he was like, no one's ever going to give you credit for anything that you ever do. And I was like, yeah, I would have told him back then. The moment I found out, I'm like, yeah, you're done, bro.
But guys, you know what? We've all talked about it, but I think when we talk about one thing, we put the other thing in the back of our minds. Like, okay, the Stephanie thing, right? You're right. Let's not beat that dead horse. But also, in addition to the Stephanie thing, he was also a jerk.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, okay, well, you know what? You're married to the boss's daughter, but you're a nice guy. I don't hear you complaining about storylines. I don't hear you talking about how somebody shouldn't go over. I don't hear you talking about how you don't want to give this guy a chance. But you're married to this boss's daughter, and you're talking crap about people? And I'm supposed to think you're a good guy and a respectable person?
To me, it's just tough.
Maybe I'm fucking right. I don't know.
I don't disagree that he wasn't a jerk or he didn't act like a bully. I'm not disagreeing with none of that. But I feel like we're saying, it's the added fact that he married the boss's daughter, which is, I get it, but in the same breath, he was a jerk before he married her. He was acting this way before he married her. And if that's the thing, because I look at all these other guys who didn't marry Stephanie McMahon, but were as bad or worse than him. I look at guys who were literally perceived as one of the greatest people on earth. John Cena, he didn't marry Stephanie McMahon, but he killed careers too and fought for it. He single-handedly killed the Nexus.
My brother,
if
we were having a debate about John Cena, I would be right there with you.
And he killed JTG that no one ever brings up, but I digress.
But it is what it is. Is Triple H one of the greatest of all time? Yes.
I heard one about Shad. I heard a story about Shad. I don't know about
it was both of them. JTG was going to get sunglasses made, and then John Cena said, those sunglasses
I heard about that,
in the bathroom, he told him. And JTG said, my heart sank, and I knew I was never about to do anything in this company again. That's why he stayed backstage and chilled out.
So
Did the same thing with Shad too. Shad was supposed to get a push, but he stopped that shit from happening. I think he told Kane to be rough with him. Shad ended up getting a concussion. Shit
Oh
was
yeah,
dead.
and he's like Jack Swagger is not cashing in on me, which I don't blame him.
Fair.
He's not cashing in on me neither.
At that point,
But who was he to say
Right.
that
Fuck
other
that.
people can't get on? You know
He's a
what I mean?
scrub.
That's why it's
Yeah.
like if we look, I guess for me, my perspective is if I look, and I'm not saying you can't tax me, but if we look at everybody and everybody getting taxed for the same thing, when I'm gonna rank you and we talk about like where everybody did it, right? So it's like everybody if everybody did it other than like Taker. Right, I've never really heard anything about Taker.
Oh no!
stopping anybody.
Oh no! He's got stories too.
Okay, so then that just goes to my point. If everybody that we look at as top guys and main stars, if everybody does it, I'm not saying it's right, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna tax one more for the other because again, and granted, this is new information that came out, but out of Vince McMahon's mouth himself, he was the one trying to set up Stephanie and Triple H.
So he brought you to the love of your life, and you took the company from him, bro. That is diabolical. Like,
he didn't take the company.
That's at that point, you're stupid.
Vince lost
at
the
that
company
point.
himself. He ain't take the company from him.
Yeah,
At that point, you set yourself.
himself.
I mean, if you said Vince set him like, I can't blame Triple H. Vince set himself up for that, bro. Like, if I married a boss's daughter and I end up taking your company, and you introduced me, that's on you, bro. That's on you.
he did it, but I'm just like, well, if someone told on him, be proud of it. Say you told on him, but nobody's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
I mean, it's also too, they can't. I mean, it's also like in the world of business and like PR, they're not just gonna come out and say, "Yeah, I'm the one that gave out the little leak." Like they're not gonna do that. You know what I mean?
And it was me. All
yeah, like they're not gonna do that. Like in the
I'm
world
not
of
expecting
PR
them
as well.
to. It's Succession type stuff.
I don't know. I feel like I can only speak for myself. Really, I'm not going to tax Triple H just because he's married to Stephanie. I hold everybody accountable the same way. Triple H in the same boat with Hulk Hogan and all these other guys. They all did grimy shit. They all did bad stuff. That's what wrestling business is. Unfortunately, that's what it is.
Malik, when we did that top 10, what did I say though? Vince McMahon fostered that environment. He said, "How do we treat the next guy after Hogan's gone?" He always said, "We'll treat him like Hogan. We'll treat Brett like Hogan. And then they all picked up those traits because it's like, well, I'm with you all the time. This is what I want. This is what I need you to do for me." And it always gets sour after you're not the guy anymore. But he never really had that sour period, Triple H. It was kind of like, well, okay, I'm moving on and doing this. I'd like to do this now. He loves the business. I'm not saying that. I'm not denying that. And like you guys said, is he top 10? Probably not. I can agree with the list that you guys were all saying, the names you were rattling off. If we say top 10 heels in WWE history, yeah, he's up in the upper echelon then. You got to put those criteria next to it for me. But this dude's still in all the commercials. He's dancing in all the videos. Yeah, I'm still using the Suge line. He's still, WWE's on fire right now. How about you put a wrestler in that spot, bro? What are you doing there?
I was like, he is always in the promotional shit.
Why is he on the Credit Boys thing? Him and Lee Fitting. Like, I don't care about no Lee Fitting in you. Like, where's the creative names who wrote the story? Like, or are you writing all of them and they're just sitting back there? Like, it's weird. Like, I don't know. He's
Ladies
still.
and gentlemen,
I will say, Triple H does have a massive ass ego. He has a massive.
Yeah, I will never.
And it is
So
showing.
does every other wrestler ever.
Well, yeah, but now he's at the top. Like he's literally.
now
randomly
he
show.
can
Now you
like,
he's very cocky. He's very.
Genuinely,
I see why, but it's like
genuinely, like real talk. Because like just speaking on it, I wouldn't be shocked if there was a documentary that came out that said Triple H made everybody say it's the Paul Levesque era because he been waiting on this. Wouldn't be shocked because it's Triple fucking H. Like that's true, right? Even though I don't think they did that, I don't think he wanted to do that. I think that was just like his wife bigging him up, especially because at the end of the day, like another thing too that we don't talk about. Nobody ever talks about probably what Stephanie had to go through, seeing that her father was going through all this bullshit. Like that's still her father. That's still a grandfather to her children. You know what I mean? So like, it's a lot that going on behind that. You know what I mean? So like, that's just a different.
I know
like,
those
Triple
are
H,
theories, but
like, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like I'm kind of with Malik. I don't tax Triple H for marrying Stephanie because, like, I'll put it like this: Tongaloa. The only reason I think he in that company right now and on TV every week is because he related somehow, some way to Roman Reigns. Right? I don't think he would be here otherwise.
He's the GOAT. That's
because
why.
mind you, they all showed up. They have to go to NXT. They just show up, but they in the best.
Because, bro, he like that, bro.
Tonga Loa is not related to him, isn't he? Those are Haku's kids, right?
Haku kids, yeah.
Yeah, so
But
they're
they
not
consider
even-
them
part of the
family.
trade.
I know.
Yeah,
They're still part
they
of the
consider
trade.
him family.
Yeah,
They're
they
still
still
part
part
of
of
it.
And that is nepotism. I'm just saying there's levels to this.
There is levels to it, but I'm looking
Make
at
this
okay. To
thing.
get back to that, I'm looking at it on the same level. Yes,
Hey, man, not too much on my goat.
because even though, yes, you're marrying into the family, it's different than being born
Well,
into the family. You can still get the same opportunities based on. If I look at all these people that were born into the wrestling business and then didn't want to become wrestlers, but then they had nothing to fall back on. They just fall right into wrestling. I guess I'll just try this out. Then I didn't become a football player. I didn't do this. I wasn't able to do that. What can I do? Oh, hey, Dad, can you give me a tryout or something? Maybe I can try this out. You know, that's an easy access, an easy way in that creates the opportunity. Now, when you get there, you got to prove yourself and then prove that you're able to do this long term. So that is different than say, hey, let me put a ring on your finger and let me marry into the family and get some success.
Then I'll get my
off of the
opportunities.
bribes.
Like,
But I'm looking at the opportunity factors as they are the same. They are the same opportunities. Yes, you're married to the family, you get those opportunities. If you're born to the family, you can equally get those same opportunities just based off who your name is. And that's not even just with wrestling. That comes with any territory with Bronny James in the NBA because of who that is. Should Bronny James really be in the NBA right now?
Yeah.
Is he really NBA that good?
No, he should have been in another.
But why did the Lakers pick him? Because his dad's LeBron James, bro.
He dropped 30 recently. He dropped 30 recently.
In the G League.
In the G League, yeah, but like,
Yeah, wasn't that the G League, bro?
And listen, Bronny James is a great.
Send that brother to
I'm not saying he's not a good basketball player, but was he really worthy of being?
No.
If
Was he really
his
worthy of being
name-
drafted in the
if his
NBA right
last
now?
name-
Like, come
If
on,
his
man.
last name was Johnson instead of James, he would have had to stay another year in college. He would have had to.
For sure.
And it still wouldn't have made a difference.
Word. If
Hey,
we're
he's
being
cooking
honest,
me, but he's not
word.
cooking no NBA players.
So I see what you're saying, Sean. I get your perspective of, yeah, if you're born into it, you're just already in it. You know what I mean? Like that's your whole life, so you don't know any better, right?
Let me ask you this question.
He wound up better than Shane.
Do you think it's more? And if the answer you think it's the same, that's fine. Do you think it's the same level of connectivity? That's the only word I could think of. Being married to the daughter of the Empire, or
No. There's different avenues. I'm talking about just based off
opportunity.
the 14 world titles, just the opportunities. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people who, like, realistically, Charlotte Flair, she got 14 world titles. You could even say she's not even in the peak of her career yet. She
Right.
still got levels to
Right.
go for her career. Will she really have 14 world titles? If her last name wasn't Flair, and she's great. Charlotte Flair is one of the best women's wrestlers of all time.
She's good, but she shouldn't break that. She's gonna set 17s, by the way, too.
Yeah, but realistically, but if you think, like, I think that. To me, I think that Triple H argument has to apply to others too. That other people, and I'm not saying you in particular. I'm saying other people don't want to imply to. That has to apply to everybody. Like I said, Randy Orton got 14 world titles, but and a lot of those, you talk about Triple H, a lot of those hot potato too. He had a lot of those hot potato reigns. You feel me? Like, and
I think I would feel
the
y'all
last
a lot.
the last title he won, I think he beat Drew McIntyre. Had it 2-3 weeks. Get right back.
And then lost it right back. That's what I'm saying. Like,
2
when
weeks.
I look at it, like, I would feel y'all a lot more if he wasn't getting any opportunities. He was just floundering. Married Stephanie, all of a sudden he a main eventer. When he was
Yeah,
already
that'd
a
be
main
way
eventer before he was even touching Stephanie.
When
He's
he
been built to be a
married
main
Triple H in 03, right? Married Triple H she married Triple H in 03?
I think so, yeah.
They got
And they
married.
started dating like
They were dating
2000,
probably before that,
2001.
but he
He
was
had like 3 or 4 world titles before then. That's true.
yeah.
But
I mean,
but I still think 14 is a big number.
14 is a big number.
But I think the thing is with the 14, nobody uses that in the argument for why Triple H is a top 10 or whatever. Like we don't
Because
use
most
those
of are
numbers.
hot potatoes.
Right.
So, like,
Exactly.
yeah,
We know
14
it's
great
like I'm not using that as an argument for it.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I
It
think
just looks
sometimes
better on paper.
Sometimes too, you got to look at it too. Like, did he need to beat Sting? Like, was that necessary?
Hell no.
Oh,
That was-
that was Vince's stab.
Yeah,
to
I don't think that was a
WCW.
Triple H thing though. I think that was Vince
That was
McMahon
so
like putting
petty.
the stab, saying like I killed WCW type thing. Like
14 years
Sting
ago.
was the last guy he could never get. Could never get.
And Sting was too nice of a guy to argue about that. You know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna. Okay, cool, whatever. You
But
know,
at
I'll
the time,
put-
but you got to think too. At the time, Sting probably didn't care either. He was already a legend. Like he's old. And I don't care.
He was
man.
late
Like,
50s, wasn't he?
he's probably mid 50s at the time. Like Sting was
Mid-50s,
already.
yeah.
He was definitely getting there.
And Sting probably already
Right.
knows. Okay, I'm not going to be I didn't come here to be WWE champion or be like top guy. I'll come here and do a couple of matches, something like that. So he probably was like, he probably wasn't fighting for it because it's like he's already past his prime. Now, if this was Sting 20 years ago, where like he was in his 30s and still was there and had value, then that's different. But at that stage, he probably was like, whatever. I mean, it's not gonna hurt me in any way. It's not gonna affect me. Like,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Sting.
It goes back to what we said too, like the Shane thing. Like if Shane would have been better off, he would have been fine too. But Shane had it rougher than Hunter. It looked like, honestly, like look at it, just hanging around them all the time. Shane can't get. It felt like in that what was it, the Vince doc? It felt like he couldn't get his dad's love. Like that's what it really came down to.
but it's crazy to say that
That
because Vince
sucks.
talked about the same thing with his dad. You know what I mean? Like the same issues with his dad.
Yeah, you repeat the same mistakes.
The same story. So there's balances to it. I feel like can Triple H get taxed for some things that are respectable? Sure. You know what I'm saying? There's some things that he definitely should be taxed for that you could tax him for. But I do feel like I always still felt he was just one of the best. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't the best. I never felt like he was the guy or the best, but I still think he's one of the best. He's top 10 to me, WWE wise. To me, I don't think there's 10 wrestlers you can name better than him. Y'all name some of them, but I'm not putting him over Andre. Andre was a big draw, but I ain't watched any Andre match that I think is better than any Triple H match or character development or anything. And some of the other ones are debatable too. Bret Hart and Edge and all those guys, Lesnar, you can
Go
debate,
G. Stop it. Leave him alone.
Can I ask a question on behalf of the OGs then? The old folks in here, me and Sean.
Go ahead.
How do you guys feel then? How long before this fizzles out with him as a booker? Like every booker goes through hot streaks, and some have had multiple. Like the 80s were hot, then the Attitude Era was hot. How long does Triple H's candle stay lit before it burns out with this booking and everything?
I think it honestly just depends on.
What do you mean? Like, are you saying he's on a hot streak now? What do you think is going to fizzle out? Or
I mean, when does the money stop? When do these gates slow down and all that? Then what does it bring to him? Like, who's he going to make his next star? Do you trust him to make? He hasn't had to make a star like this. So here's the thing: he plays everything as if something was bad before, it was Vince did it. That's the old regime. I didn't do that. And he gets to get away with like, oh, Nakamura's bad booking. Well, he was already cooked before me. I can't save you. Like, sorry, you're drowning.
I
know what I mean?
So I get what you mean. So to answer your question, then, honestly, and this ain't even me like trying to like defend him. This is just looking at the landscape. I think he has his current face of the company, and I think he got his next face of the company already.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
He's good for a minute.
He's good.
And that is Braun Breaker.
There's so many options, honestly.
That man.
That's the guy.
That company.
That's the guy. That's the guy.
That's gonna be.
That's the guy.
Gonna be
that's
guy.
So Cody is their next like 5. Braun's their next 20. Like he has Cody like for now. Like Cody's just hot right now, but Cody's 38. He's 38.
Yeah,
he's not going to be the face for the next.
To add on to it, I already think too, for some of the women that Tiffany Stratton definitely going to be one of them for the women. I think Jay Cargill, he wants her to be one too. That's why she's with Bianca, because they don't think that she's ready to be off on her own. So they put her with Bianca because Bianca's one of the best she has. And whenever that team splits up, Bianca can just go right back into what she was doing. But I think they see potential in her, but they don't really trust or feel like she's
Rhea's still relatively young, right?
Rhea's young.
She's in her 20s.
Rhea's young, so they got a lot of people. And then you look at NXT and countless people down there. They can use. I mean, my God.
Yeah, they got so many women who, like, in the next 3 to 5 years. And I hope like Triple H can get his shit together, because like those women are gonna have to come up eventually. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, and it's gonna take a couple years. But like that women's division is gonna be flooded in like the next 3 to 5 years. So I hope he can get his shit together.
Like I put it like this: if they would have never introduced that North American title, right? Because now they have a reason to keep some of them down there.
Yeah.
I would have been a big component. I need you to call like 10 of them up. Like bluntly stated, JCJ does not need to be in NXT anymore.
No.
She's good. She's been there since Mandy Rose.
Yeah, she doesn't need to be there, bro.
She's good now. You can move her up and add to that women's division.
But honestly, she's one of those people. I feel like she come up, they ain't got nothing to do with her. She gonna be sitting.
Nope.
No, not anymore.
Just sitting there and catering. Yeah.
I would have.
Jordan Grace don't need to stay down there either. She can come right up.
Well,
for sure.
I mean, she's still at TNA, but
whenever she comes, she
2025.
Yeah.
She ain't trying to work with Tessa. She'd be like,
yeah, like, and I feel, word. But I would have felt
the big chin.
I would have felt you more if when Toxic Attraction first split up, I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with them. JCJ would be fine. Kiana James, unfortunately, she got hurt. Like you can't.
But honestly, I never really saw nothing for her either. Like,
I didn't either, bro. And they got nothing to learn either.
She would be a main Carter. She would.
But I feel like Triple H has this guy, and honestly, realistically, if he could convince like Logan Paul to do it more, that would be one of his guys too. You already see how he done treated that guy off the rip. So I mean, and he already got name value and stuff. He's really good.
Prime is literally on the WWE.
Yeah, like
he should realistically, bro. Like he should be a world champion. Like realistically,
if he could
because of
get
his schedule,
if he could talk
schedule.
Logan, if he could somehow talk Logan, because Logan Paul is not one of those people that needs it. But if he could talk Logan Paul and be like, hey, you should do this more often, where he's around more, like full time, easily world title for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, if I was a business
World heavyweight
person,
title, right
business person around the table though. Logan Paul's also a problem too, a little bit. Like he's
controversial.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
He got a lot of
controversy creates cash.
Yeah.
Like I said, Logan Paul is not. He's not one of those guys like a Braun Breaker. Like he doesn't need the WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like he could leave and still be. He's still a millionaire without it. He's still fine. You know what I mean? But like,
I mean, shoot, how long is that Prime deal going? Like they're good. They're good. Like he's good. You know what I mean? That's why he's not there. That's why.
But if he could convince Logan to be around more, like where he's on TV more, because we haven't seen him since SummerSlam. So I'm assuming maybe next year he'll be
on Netflix. He'll be on Netflix.
But yeah, if he really wanted to, Logan Paul wanted to dedicate more to it, that would be one of his guys too. Not saying face, but like he could be like his top heel.
One of them.
And technically, let's keep it a buck. I know Cody get all the love right now, but Gunther is easily one of his dudes. That man.
That's your next cornerstone. That's your next cornerstone right there. Gunther's the next cornerstone.
He's their Brock. If we had a pillar of WWE right now to usher in the new generation, right? Gunther, I mean, obviously he carrying most of it, but it's Gunther, it's Braun Breaker, right? I think if you want to add a woman in there, it's Tiffany Stratton. And we can still say Rhea right now. But if we want to take Rhea out because she's already been there, I think it's gonna take a little bit longer for him just because stature and everything. But I think Melo was gonna be one of his guys too. It's just taking a little bit longer.
I think they're taking a long time to flip that switch.
He fooled me on SmackDown.
It's fine. Melo's young, and honestly, he went to the. I love Melo. I love Melo. I love him. He needs work. I love Melo, but he needs more work. I love him. And I think he's going to take time. I think in ring tightening up a little bit, and I think his promos are good, but it's just like he's good. Like if they want to throw the United States title on him, I wouldn't care about that. But like to get to that next level, he needs some work. Like it's part of the process. Like I'm not saying like he's trash, send him back to it. He's fine. Like give him a couple years, he'll be a world champion.
Yeah, that's what
right now today, who do y'all think's better, Melo or Trick? Like who's got the bigger star
power?
Melo.
Melo is better, but Trick is good too.
Trick is good. He needs to turn. He needs to change his either drop the title or change
the only thing that Shawn Michaels has an issue with in NXT is booking that world title scene right now. Like the women's division is good.
Yeah,
the tag division is good.
He doesn't have the talent though.
Yeah, the talent.
I'm not even blaming him for that. Like you got to bring him top tier talent to let him book like that.
Hey, can I play devil's advocate?
Oh, brother.
Why do you smile when you say that? Wow.
He's dangerous, bro.
Hey, because I just have a question. Because we talked about NXT. You know, Shawn, he need that talent. He ain't got the talent for the main event. Does Triple H have the talent in the women's division right now? On Raw?
Yes.
On Raw.
He has the talent.
On Raw.
For the main event scene, no.
Hold on.
For the
SmackDown's
mid card, yes, but for the main event, no.
Let me say this. Triple H's draft. Here's one of my issues with this draft, too. I don't think you should have split the tag titles because your tag division as a whole is really good. It's when you split it is what the problem is. Your women's division as a whole is really good, but when you split it, that's the problem. That's the issue with a lot of these.
How would you guys feel?
I think that was the problem.
So how would you guys feel? Just a theory out here, but how would you guys feel if they continued the brand split but only have the champions? Any brand. So like if you're a champion, you can go to Raw, SmackDown.
That's what it should have been.
If you cut the titles in half, yes. Unless we're talking the men's mid-card titles. But if you have one woman's mid-card title, fucking cut the tag titles. Fuck that shit. Cut the tag titles.
Send them to NXT.
One world title, one mid-card title for the women. That's fine. You can because that roster's not deep enough for 5 fucking titles. No, like who's booking this shit? I know who's booking this shit, but yeah, if you had 2 women's titles, yes.
it'll keep your booking honest too, because you'll always put the championships on draw so they can go back and forth on the shows. I mean, there's logic behind it too. Then you'll be like, okay, well, if Cody's selling like hotcakes, then we need Cody on both shows. Put the world title on him. It'll help people. It might even help. Let me not get y'all started. I'm gonna get Sean started. Give Jey Uso the Intercontinental title. He can go on both shows.
Oh, he go on both shows anyway. He be all right. I think. But one thing I will, just a side note to that comment, because I saw a little bit of it on Twitter and I forgot to mention it, and my voice was gone, so I wasn't here last week. I can't stand some people because the same people that were begging for these mid-card titles in WWE are the same ones that was complaining that AEW got way too many titles. And it's the same problem.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And it's going to play into the match card thing. And I like 5-card matches. Y'all know guess how many matches have been on the past 2 WrestleManias?
7 each, right? Combined. 7 each?
13. Oh, wait. Combined.
Oh, combined.
6, 7 one night, 6 another night. Guess how many titles are in the WWE right now?
13.
On main roster. 11. And 2 of them are newly introduced. Ooh. So that means either you're going to have to put all your titles on 11 out of the 13 matches, and you only have room for 2 rivalry matches, which we know the rivalry matches are some of the best matches that get on to WrestleMania. Or you're going to have to cut some titles for WrestleMania. And are you going to do that for the new women's mid-card titles? And the women's tag team titles haven't even been defended at WrestleMania since WrestleMania 38.
But they're going to do it to the tag titles. I guarantee you they're going to do it to the
tag titles.
But this is why I always felt, especially now with WrestleMania being 2 nights, why I've always felt they should put Money in the Bank back on WrestleMania for this. Remember when he was growing up, they had Shelton Benjamin in that bitch every year when he was the Intercontinental Champion. You feel me? But he was always one of the people that was able to shine in that match. And if you put Money in the Bank back on WrestleMania, it gives you an opportunity to have a match that means something instead of just throwing people in a battle royal that nobody cares about. Because at this stage, don't nobody talk about the battle royal anymore. Nobody cares about that.
It's on SmackDown.
Yeah, it's not even on Mania anymore.
It's not even on WrestleMania, so it's not even important anymore. But if you ain't got I'm saying if you ain't got storylines for like the Bobby Lashleys and all those people that were there at that time that needed to be on the show, but you ain't have nothing for them to fall back on, Money in the Bank was always that situation for certain people at that time frame. You don't have to win it, but at least you win in a high profile, important match that it means something.
And I hear you, but the reason I don't think they're ever going to do it is because the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, that alone it's not a big 4, but at one point it was bigger than Survivor Series. At one point it was bigger. So it's like it was a big 4 at one point, unofficially. They're never going to, like, even though I think that's great, I think that would have been great, especially last year. I think that would have been great. They're never gonna do it. Because you can literally Raw after Mania, if you put Money in the Bank back on WrestleMania, Raw after Mania, SmackDown after Mania, literally just by default have intrigue. Can we see a cash in? Can we now? I hope he fixes it. I don't remember last year's Raw after Mania. I don't remember it, but yeah, it was crazy.
Which right there is a problem that you don't remember it.
You talking about
Raw after Mania has fallen off.
Yeah. Oh no! I'm sorry. I meant this year because it was The Rock and Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes and Rock
for an hour.
Like the only like.
Yeah,
the only part of the show I could say was like, oh shit, like this actually happened. And then Dragunov debuting. That was cool too.
Yeah,
and Roxanne. But nothing crazy.
It was Raw after Mania this year. It was okay compared to what it's been the last couple of years.
You could argue the shows they had before, like the 2 weeks before, you could argue those shows were better.
Oh yeah.
Raw going into WrestleMania was cool, man.
It was lit, bro. Those last like 3 weeks.
One in Chicago. That Raw in Chicago was beautiful.
The Raw after Mania is no longer must-see TV.
No.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, yeah. Vince killed
it was for
Triple
years,
H.
bro.
Triple H
was for a long time.
Has Triple H only had 1, or is that 2? He's only had 1.
He's had one like with
39 wasn't him.
One.
Yeah, legit.
39.
Yeah, 39 was because 39 was terrible, bro.
You know,
that was one of the worst Raws of
Started off really good.
Omos is back. I was like, I know who booked this.
Wait,
no.
Respect.
But the fact that he had no direction
versus Elias.
That was nasty. That was nasty.
I mean, you could have given.
He should have been Cody's partner.
No, to me, it got real bad when they had Seth come out and then just leave. Like he just left. Like came out.
What he say? Sing my song. and then it cut.
He didn't even say
And then
anything.
he
He didn't
was
cut a
gone.
promo. They were
didn't
just
say
saying,
anything.
he just let him sing. He just let him sing. And then he
And
left.
I was
That
in the
was- that
moment.
was-
Like,
I knew
during the commercial, the camera guy told him, like, yeah, just leave.
He just left. He
Like,
didn't
That was
say
on the
when I
fly.
knew
On the fly.
Vince is back. I had a feeling that night.
On
I
the
was like,
fly,
Vince is
yeah.
back. And
He
then
didn't
they
say
confirmed it.
anything. He
I
didn't
had
say
a
anything.
I had a feeling Vince was back when I had to watch Finn Balor, Oscar, and Cody Rhodes lose back to back to back. That's why I
Cody
knew
should
he
have
was
lost.
next. That's what
Cody should have
That's
lost.
I mean, that one worked out in the end. But Oscar
Oscar
losing,
lost.
I was pissed. I was like,
Oscar
Oh, yeah,
losing
word,
was
bro.
weird, but I understood why Oscar lost. I understood.
Oscar losing didn't really affect me. The Finn Balor loss. That's when I kind of
Tell him to get better. Tell him to get better.
That was before Finn Balor.
Tell him to get better.
That's when he was really cooked. That's when he was.
That was his last chance. That was his last chance.
Yeah, it's because it's Edge, bro. Tell him to get better. Too bad.
All right, let's check.
That's crazy. That's nasty, bro.
Respect Edge, bro. I'm not having this.
which I've always hated his brood entrance, but that's a different combo for another day.
You always
That's
say the what?
nasty, bro.
His brood entrance, I've never liked it.
What's wrong with the
And
brood?
when he brought it back, I didn't like it either. I
What's
was
wrong
like,
with the brood
eh.
entrance?
Honestly, you know what? Let me rephrase. I don't think it's that I don't like the brood entrance.
Take
I
your
think
do-rag
I
off.
just really prefer Metalingus. I think that's what it is.
But when they
Like,
mixed
he
it
came out with
together,
Metalingus, though.
I
yeah,
hated
they
it.
mixed it.
Yeah, I hated it.
Why?
I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. It's not a bad entrance. I just didn't like it. It's not for me.
Do-rag too tight.
Bro, you spend $20 a day on T-Bone steak and eggs for my hop. I'm not.
I stopped doing that, you dick.
Took you a while. Took you a while.
It did not take me a while.
It took you a while. He was doing it for a while. He was on a track.
He was doing it for a while before he told us. By the way. He was doing it for like 3 months. So a T-Bone.
No.
You said you lost 20 pounds in
was 2
3 months, did you not?
No, 2 months.
Okay, 2 months. So for those of y'all who don't know, I did the math. With tax, he spends about $20 a day on these T-Bone.
Spended.
That's
God.
$140
Can I
a
get some
week.
credit?
That is, if you just multiply by 4 weeks, $140 times 4, that's what? $560 a month on T-bone steak and eggs from IHOP.
Protein.
Is that not a madman to y'all?
Somebody gets it. God, let me lose my weight.
Bad
God.
protein. That's bad protein. That's bad protein.
But no, but
It's not bad if it worked.
You're not
It wasn't
understanding though. You're not
God,
understanding.
God was lying to you. Thought it
You
was
know what
Oh,
$560 a month can do, bro? That's a car payment. That is
God
my
damn it, I stopped.
That is my current car payment right now.
You need
On a 2024
Yeah, you need a new car.
Fusion.
What the? Oh, that makes sense. Okay, I was
On
about
a
to say,
2024 Fusion. That is my current car payment right now.
on
Look,
a fix
look.
over player daily of a Ford, bro.
We all got into some interesting
Anyway.
topic of conversations here. I appreciate Conrad, Sean for coming on. Conrad, I don't know what's wrong with your camera. Your shit usually works good. I don't know if it's just a connection today. I don't know.
I
Just
don't.
blame Mo.
I'm blaming.
Just blame
I'm
Mo.
blaming Restream.
Blame
Might
Mo.
be restream. I don't know, man.
No,
Blame Mo.
don't blame me. I didn't do anything.
It's because Mo's in that fancy studio that he pays an extra $7,000 for, and he messing up
That's
the man.
crazy.
He messing up the
7,000
man.
is
That's what it
diabolical.
is.
IRS in the
That's what
stream.
I wish I had 7,000. Shit.
Nah, but you got 560.
That's true.
Oh
Listen,
my
fellas,
God,
I appreciate you guys for coming on. We're going to go ahead and end the stream here, man. Thank you guys for coming through.
Thanks, man.
Back to the topics of conversation. We apologize if there's any technical aspects on your end. I don't know if people watching had any issues with certain people's technical difficulties, so we apologize. But
My
make sure you
bad.
guys hit the sub button. We got another interview coming up here in a little bit soon that we'll promote here in a little bit. We can't announce anything yet, but we're in the works for some other stuff going on too. So make sure you guys check out Sean, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, Everything Pro Wrestling for Conrad. Make sure you guys check out their YouTube channel, show them some love, some support, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, the No Name Wrestling Podcast, which we'll be doing a lot more on.